Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a while, but we are back with the Meatheads podcast.
Moves done. Fuck with De Niro, I got a Snyder extended clip, so who wanna play heroes? Go bad shit like Ozzy, I was born in the darkness. Oh, you the wolf till we pull up and you're harmless. So pray to
Burberry scars, stripping Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports car.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Oh, what do you guys want to talk about?
It's showtime.
welcome to the party, pal.
That is right, folks. And welcome and Top Rope and Just in Time Wrestling Podcast, folks. The host Steve is what I've been seeing with my two other hosts here. Mi familia, my Maximo, mi sangre right here. Welcome, everyone. Let me go introduce my host with the most of coast from the East Coast to West Coast. Of course, he is the Mussolini and Kennedy. He's a motherfucking Pepsi. With $3.99 on OnlyFans. He's the motherfucking Pepsi.
The content there is quality.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's right.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Once again, I say, shout out, thoughts and prayers to Tony Khan for your healing, brother. Thoughts and prayers.
That is right. And speaking of thoughts and prayers, because this man came for a reason, and he is, of course, part of the Fist Familia, because he is himself to redeem himself to the world of podcast.
Because I'm not just the coolest, and I'm not just the best.
The Redeemer is back.
That's right. The Redeemer is back, folks, and that is
The Redeemer is here.
The Redeemer podcast.
Game over.
That is right. That's right. Just in time, folks. It's just in time for us here. Welcome everyone to the Circle of the Maid and Top Rope and Just in Time Wrestling Podcast, episode 192. A house of a new era this time. I'm saying it right because it's whose house? Who won? Whose house? Swerve house. That is right. It is a new era because there's a lot of a new era. Ain't that right?
Welcome to a new time. Welcome to a new era.
And shout out to everybody already on the chat. Tempo, what's going on? Hopefully you're getting better, brother, and I appreciate you for coming in. Dango, don't forget to check out Outrage Zone because they're doing the watch out for SmackDown and providing the updates for the WWE draft. And we'll be doing the same thing, folks. We'll be doing that. The banger! The banger! There you go. Huh? Oh, that's right. Randy to SmackDown confirms Randy and Cody at SummerSlam. That could be the case.
Okay.
Right there.
All I'm saying is let's hope the draft goes better for whoever versus the Falcons. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Shout out to Nick Otis for Three Fanatics. Man, check out their episode they took out earlier today. And he's like, if the League of Historians podcast had a draft and Circle Debate had the number one pick, Who are you taking? If man, I saw a hard one, Nick. I don't know who I would take. I honestly don't know. If we combine all promotions of pro wrestling, or if you're talking about us podcasting, that's a tough one. I can't decide. I really can't decide on that one.
I would like to vote Mina Shirakawa, please. The Pepsi delegation selects Mina Shirakawa.
Challenge has been made for the OnlyFans Championship. Dango is challenging you, Pepsi.
Once again, I see you at SummerSlam, son.
Why is it gotta be on a pole, though? There's gonna be a laptop up there that literally is already signed in, and you just gotta climb up and grab it. Like,
damn the pole. It's gonna be a Pepsi match. Loser gets thrown into a bucket of Pepsi.
Oh man, Phil's in his freaking element there.
Before we even get into it, folks, with the whole draft aspect and Dynamite, I really wanted to talk about one promotion that people don't talk about, and because we saw 3 returns happening this past Saturday, and that is of course TNA Rebellion that happened. We saw the return of wonderful Broken Matt Hardy, the return of Sami Callihan, the return of Mike Santana. Man, I can say that, and this sucks that Rebellion only had 500 buyers. But for me, I still for TNA. I even know the whole situation with the Scott Moore, but what I'm happy of, at least Tommy Dreamer, Eric Young, everybody in the roster is keep pushing the positive vibe environments and keep pushing in that the product for us to watch. But I can tell you, this was not a bad event at all. Everything was actually great, Rebellion. But now seeing the return of these 3 gentlemen into TNA, Matt Hardy already mentioned that he's not officially signed with them. He is a free agent, so he's still able to go where he wants. And also, rumor your window that you hear that Jeff Hardy might be getting released soon from Mr. TK and AEW, because instead of extending his contract, they're already discussing of letting him go early. Because why not? You're going to have, of course, the Hardys, Broken Matt, and Jeff, the one last run in TNA, because let's admit it, if it wasn't for that gimmick that happened in TNA, we would not be watching TNA wrestling, or even Matt Hardy itself again, repackage himself with that character, along with Jeff Hardy taking that character with Matt. It was a great gimmick. It's still a great gimmick to this day. It is still fucking great in TNA, and why not? And seeing what he's done, and by far, if this could be a last run for him, why not? Fuck it, just go with it. So I wouldn't mind it. But I'll bring it down to you, brothers. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. And you think it's a great move for these 3 men to come back? And what's next for TNA now these 3 men are back in TNA wrestling? So, the Redeemer, I'll take it to you, brother. Break it down, brother, overall. And what do you see now, the future of TNA now with these 3 men returning?
So sadly, this was a show I didn't really get to watch, but I saw like what I needed to see, like thrown up on social media and everything. Like, I was generally surprised Nick Nemeth didn't win the title. Matt Hardy showing up, listen, I was a little iffy about it at first, but knowing that he's not actually signed with the company now, like, that's all right. I'm fine with that right now. I'm more than expecting that Ali and Jake something was freaking epic. I saw the stuff from Jordan and Steph. I thought that was awesome. Having Sami Callihan come back, like, that man has basically made TNA his home at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, like, he might even end up being a lifer at this point there, because that guy just, if any point he leaves, he's right back there, it seems like. So, but I love Sami Callihan, so I hope he does continues there. Santana going there, that's fucking awesome. Like, I'm still disappointed that him and Ortiz never won the tag titles in AEW, but Santana's doing his thing on his own. He's gonna kill it. Like, the whole seeing that they only got 500 buys, that's disappointing. That is disappointing, but I feel like it's because they lost Scott. I think the whole losing Scott D'Amore thing really put a dent in, like, a lot of people's feelings for TNA right now, and it really sucks because it was like they were right here. Everybody was so excited when they were coming back to be in TNA again, and just then there went Scott, and everything just felt like it went to shit, which really sucks. But I definitely want to go check this out and just be like, you know what? I don't care if people are like, screw it. Like, this doesn't feel like TNA, like we were getting ready to see and everything like that. If this show is as epic as everyone was making it sound, I got to go see this. That's all I got to say about it, really.
Absolutely. I'm so with you, brother. And man, shout out to the banger, of course, and what's going on, fellas. Mr. Delorean, who had a great show earlier today. That's right.
Banger. That's a banger.
That's right. Kayla. That's right. Queen of the South. That's right. And Dangle letting you know the Nia to SmackDown and Braun to Raw. Okay. We will definitely get into it. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. TNA is back in the uprising. Well, let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Temple saying here, Sammy versus Broken Matt in a Hardy compound match, and the feud will be dope. Hell, my God. Hell, yeah. Oh, my God. Fuck yeah. Santana versus Mustafa. Sign me up. I am with you, Temple. Those are great fucking matches. Pepsi, Phil, break it down, brother.
TNA Rebellion was really good. I got a chance to catch the recast of it. I know we were worried about the post-Scott D'Amore era, but Tommy Dream has done a pretty good job of booking that. And I mean, not just pretty good job, but actually a legit, solid, good job booking that talent over there. The 500 buys is disappointing, but honestly, I'm not blaming that on TNA. I'm blaming that on the parent company because fuck them. Here's the thing. They have proven that they are a legit commodity that people have stuck with. Supposedly, when they got this streaming deal they were supposed to be making, whatever that looks like, there should have been a better job on the marketing campaign for TNA Rebellion. Because here's the fucking problem, and this is my call and I can't talk about the wrestling part, but I can talk about as a consumer from the business side of it. I saw no ads for TNA Rebellion anywhere, not even on social media. Like literally, like the TNA and the TNA Instagram had it, but like honestly, how many times have you seen an ad? And I don't mean like a video package or a thing or just something pop up, like a little graphic that pops up somewhere at some random place about TNA Rebellion. When it's AEW and WWE, they're in places you don't expect to see them pop up. With TNA, they are not pushing that product like they're supposed to. They say they want better, but honestly, they're not giving the quality of the matches they had that weekend was probably better than I thought they would do with Scott D'Amore. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the negative naysayers who was really worried when Scott left. But like I said, Tommy Dreamer, the last 2 pay-per-views has killed it, which I am happy to hear. And I gotta tell you right now, seeing Santana, going back to the actual product itself, seeing Santana come back was really nice. And I agree with you, Justin. Sammy legitimately is a pillar. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Sammy is what AJ was to TNA back in the day. Like, legitimately, that's when you think of TNA, you think of Sami Callihan, as far as I'm concerned. So when he came back, I was beyond excited. The broken Matt Hardy, it's nice to see him in the broken version. I think the broken version does not work in AEW for some reason. They had a couple of compound matches, they had other things, but honestly, I think it works much better in TNA just because it's just TNA feels a little more intimate, and broken Matt Hardy seems to work better there. Unfortunately, not to say it's not great, it just works better in TNA for me. And like I said, TNA versus Matt Hardy versus Sami Callihan in a compound match would be incredible. Mike Santana, I'm just happy to see him doing great. And he seems genuinely happy. I still think I'm still a little salty that Nick Nemeth didn't win the championship, but honestly, it's safe to say Nick didn't need to win. It just would have been nice to see him win the championship. He has had, the run he had when he finally got off that NDA, which shout out to the FTC, no longer allowed, is amazing. Like, I'm not talking about he had a good couple of matches here, but literally his run after he came off the NDA was incredible. So like I said, did he win the championship? It would have been nice. Does it hurt him at all? Nope. Not one damn bit.
I agree. It doesn't hurt him for him not winning the belt against Moose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, it at least we get to see him as being the main event level again.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I'm happy for Nemeth. And also, you mentioned his brother was there.
Yeah.
He was with Brian Myers trying to make sure that him and Myers would kind of go in at it. But I was like, oh shit, all right, I see them. As, oh yeah, that's one thing I'm hoping that Ryan Nemeth also gets away from AEW and really be with alongside with his brother doing this world tour, going to TNA, going to AAA, going to fucking New Japan, doing all that shit.
I mean,
because that kid is talented as well. It's just he's never given credit what credit's due.
Well, no, he
has.
is. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. I think the problem is, I think you're absolutely right. Like, think about it. He is buried in AEW.
Yeah.
And it's not it's not because he's not good, and it's not because he's not great. It's just timing wise, he came up with like a shitload of other talented guys. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, they don't have a developmental program to help him along. And the best thing he could theoretically do is literally quit AEW or ask for a release, follow his brother around, do like some undercard shit in New Japan Pro Wrestling, do some undercards and mid cards for a TNA, and pretty much build it and stack his chips. Because honestly, you're right. I agree. He is a really good wrestler. Like I think, like I said, the whole family is.
Having him around his brother could do wonders for him. Really,
exactly.
I agree. Absolutely.
And I mean, Temple's right. TNA is great in the UK, but the problem is they don't do a good job selling it here. Like, I mean,
it's true. That sucks.
The question is how are you going to have a partnership with Endeavor? Mm-hmm. And like, they don't show a promo during a UFC match?
That's a problem.
Like literally, they don't show. Can you imagine if they like just in the most recent UFC night? Can you imagine if a TNA package showed up on there? Just not even a full thing, just a literally a small graphic or a package of just like TNA coming soon, whatever. Can you imagine how much work that would have done for them?
Oh God!
I know, right? Now I don't know if there's some kind of contractual issue where I say it can't. But for me, I'm thinking you are with Endeavor. I mean, and the concern, if their concern is that they don't want to overshine WWE, that's going to become a regular problem for TNA.
That's not good to have them like be under. That's like not good to have them under their umbrella, and then just basically it's like they picked up TNA, and then it's just like they're still just like, hey, we're looking at WWE and UFC and all this stuff, and it's like, and like TNA can get lost in the shuffle there, and that's going to suck for them big time.
That's the concern I'm having because TNA Rebellion honestly should have gotten at least more than 500 buys.
They should have. Honestly, they really should have gotten a lot more buys than what they got. And
yeah.
The card was stacked. I'm not going to lie. The card was really stacked. It was not bad of a card.
I mean,
Jake something. He did a great job versus Mustafa Ali. And I was like, okay, hell yeah. And I give credit to Mustafa Ali. He's pushing that X division. Yes. And like I'll mention on the chat, like, I would have seen Mike Santana versus Mustafa. I think Slammiversary make it.
I will say that the Jordan Steph DeLander match is probably my favorite because that
was great. That
was ridiculous.
Oh my God!
And truth be told, I have seen snippets of her matches, but I've never actually watched a full match from her. And I know she's done work for Rev Pro, and I think she's done work for PCW, and even some stuff with GCW. But I've never seen a full match with her. And she's amazing.
That woman is amazing. I give her a lot of good credit because, man, that woman, I think without her affiliating with Matt Cardona, helping out in the indie scene, really helped her develop and for her to get eyes on every other products.
Yeah.
And she's still there. Like I don't know if she has like contractual obligations with them for like a couple matches, but dude, I wouldn't mind seeing, her stay and, fucking really help that Knockouts division. I think she did a great job with Jordan Grace. I wouldn't mind for her to still stay there and stick around and help that Raw, that division that doesn't, I wouldn't say that it needs to help, but I would say more of addition to it because that woman has a lot of charisma. That woman can talk.
She does.
I love that woman for that reason.
I mean, she's great. And honestly, I don't know if that's just because like you said, hanging out with Matt Cardona has pretty much, I don't want to say put her on another level, but help raise her game a little bit just being with him because that man is so over the top. He can't help but make people better.
Yep. Cardona's
get better soon, brother. I know he had the same thing, and the same thing happened to him that happened to Cody, or Cody that happened to him. torn pec. So, but either way, but I think this is good for her momentum wise because with Matt healing, she can actually like branch out a little bit more, which is nice. It still makes me laugh that she was pretty hardcore in this match, but if you watch some of the other clips of her, she is goofy as fuck.
Yes, she is.
I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like the fact that she can switch from like being straight nasty to being hilarious is awesome.
Dude, you got to see that match with her and Makito, man. That GCW. Oh my god,
Lord.
I swear, guys, comedy. You guys will enjoy hard ECW fucking entertainment mixed together.
I'm not gonna lie.
That sounds wonderful. Now I gotta find that.
I think people underestimate Maki Ito because she's insane, but I don't know what it is, but she throws some of the best matches together. Because she is literally the most entertaining motherfucker I have ever seen in that goddamn ring for someone with the most ridiculous gimmick in the world.
She kills me because every time I ever see her posts on social media, it's fucking just, hey, I learned a new curse word today, and I'm like,
I gotta see that, Temple.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like I said, I have seen some clips of her on Rev Pro, so I need. I mean, obviously, I need to do more of a deep dive with her. So, but I was just like I said, but Maki Ito, the most fun is seeing her with Minoru Suzuki.
Oh my lord!
Oh my god!
It is the goofiest big brother little sister relationship I have ever seen because he looks so annoyed.
He's like, she's such a pain in my ass, but it's just like, hi, like it's so terrible.
Which is great because Minoru Suzuki's like the scariest motherfucker in the world, and she's just like, you could probably kill people, but I don't care.
I know, right?
Just fucking hello, motherfucker. Like,
but I mean, that's what makes her great. So I actually say, yeah. So honestly,
can we see Maki Ito on TNA? I don't mind her.
See, I was thinking that.
that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful.
Because her against Jordan Grace would probably be the funniest goddamn.
Oh, it would be so enjoyable.
Oh, my God. That would be so awesome to see, man. Man,
I would have hit her and she'd cry. Like, it'd be hysterical.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what's funny. Maki Ito, and I say this with all the love in the world for TNA, I don't think TNA can handle her.
if I was Tommy Dreamer, and
oh no, Tommy would love her. Tommy would love her,
dude. Bully Ray will be like, bring me back. Let me help you with this one.
Yep.
That will be your number one market to put all over fucking TNA in America. I guarantee that. Besides Japan and internationally, but here nationally in the United States,
hand to God, I would give her the women's championship. Like
I would too. I agree.
I would give her the belt.
Okay, absolutely.
Can you imagine how annoying she would be to the entire women's locker room?
I can picture her now. I can really imagine. You see how much we love you here?
She would be the villain who would hit you in the back of the head with a bat and go,
oh my God, I need her to win a title. I need her to win the Knockouts title now.
Oh my God. Tommy Jim, if you're listening to this or watching this, please stand as Maki Ito.
Bring Maki Ito in, please.
But back to TNA. Honestly, Mike Santana, I'm really happy about. I predict in about a month and a half he's going to have a shot at the title. I don't know which one, but I mean it probably will be Mustafa Ali. Honestly, I think he's main event level already. No offense to Mustafa, but I think he could be the one to take it from Moose. But I mean, you got Sami Callihan right there, who honestly needs to come up. Matt Hardy, that's the question mark for me. I love Matt, but honestly, other than a good run with Matt Hardy and like Moose, I don't find it compelling yet. It's only because they just met. So honestly, it's way too early to make any kind of predictions whatsoever.
I'm pretty sure they've interacted before this too.
They have.
They have. Yeah.
But they haven't had they haven't had like an actual run together. So it'll be interesting to see how the broken Matt character interacts with Moose. because obviously we can see Matt with like Sami Callihan 100 times over. And, and we can see Sami Callihan with Moose 6,000 times over.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's go.
Exactly. Like Matt Hardy and Moose will be really interesting to see. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not for it. I'm on a wait and see kind of situation. And Mike Santana, I want to see what they do with him.
Me too. I'm curious to see how, because as a singles competitor, I want to see how they're gonna book him on this one. I'm be very intrigued of how they're gonna do it. And I'm with you too. I think Santana will get a title shot later on. I think right now, for my opinion, I mean, everybody has their own, but I feel he will fit very well to head for the X division with Mustafa to just to get a taste of a title run, at least for that. And that feud, I think, will go fucking tremendous. And I love right now how Mustafa's doing all these feuds. I'm loving it. So
you mean picking a fight with every single wrestler in the goddamn world on the IWC? Yeah.
Please. all of that there.
That is the best part about this entire gimmick, because and I'll say this, we're going to jump to the draft. My bad. I'll make this quick. My apologies.
No worries, no worries.
I enjoy him because of the fact that this is a gimmick. At the other place he was at, they would never have let him have this gimmick.
Agreed.
This is such a gimmick that he wouldn't have. So,
agreed. Just very quick before we move on to the next, just want to shout out to Edward. What's going on, Edward? Appreciate you for coming in, brother. What's going on? Yes,
always hold it down.
Matt Moose Money. I like that, Edward. I really do. Mr. Universal himself. What's going on?
Yeah.
That's right. Check out their recent episode as well on the Universal Wrestling Podcast. And Maki Ito and Sui Young at
oh my God.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
I gotta hit the netty.
We putting them dreams in
my
head.
God.
Kevin Temple, you're giving us fucking. Oh my God, I wouldn't mind that shit.
What a fucking enjoyable duo that would be.
Can you imagine them against what's her name? Sami Callihan's girlfriend. I'm sorry, not
Havoc.
Havoc, yeah.
Yeah, Havoc, and what's her name versus those two? It'd be like
Rosemary. Oh my God, yes.
I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on her names, but yeah,
Rosemary and fucking Maki Ito together would be
Havoc
the greatest.
That would literally be a hot mess.
I'll be a fucking hell of about it. So next thing, seeing Justin back with a huge smile on my face, and Tiffany being on my screen helps too.
Respectfully, indeed.
Oh, hey, I still Nick Temple.
Wow.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Temple. Oh man.
Oh shit.
I love this. But man, folks, let's get into the draft update. Let's go.
I like that.
I love that draft music every time.
Oh yeah, it's a draft pick by far what we know happening on SmackDown, folks. We got Randy Orton, Bianca Belair, Nia Jax, Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown. On Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso, Mr. Main Event himself. He stays on Raw. Liv Morgan stays. Braun Breaker going to SmackDown. Seth Rollins stays. So, gentlemen, I want to hear your thoughts by far of what we know of this draft here happening on SmackDown as we're speaking live. Remember, folks, we're doing both. We're keeping you guys
we also
updated.
have a third round. We have a third round now too.
All right, Eddie. That's right. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
I'll give it to you right now. We've got LA Knight staying on SmackDown. Ricochet staying on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Bloodline staying on SmackDown. And Sheamus staying on Raw.
Okay. We'll break it down, Redeemer. What do you think so far of this draft?
I can't really say much about it right now. Like, they don't really, nothing's really changed. A lot of this was already as it was. Like, the only thing that's changed is Nia moved and Braun moved. That's about it. Like, as of right now. Like, yes, we still have another week to go with this. And I don't know. It just feels like nothing really has going to be like different. We're just going to finally put the rosters on both shows around May, and that's about it. Like it just kind of lackluster so far. So
I agree with that. I mean, but let me ask you this too. On top of that, I mean, do you feel was it the right decision for them to exclude the champions out of this draft and not make it like a swap? You know how they've done with the titles.
I think that was right to do. They should have done that they should have done that every draft, because every time you do this whole, we're swapping titles that are clearly supposed to be on SmackDown and putting them on Monday Night Raw, just looks weird every time. Like now we have titles that specifically look like they belong on one show each. And then like switching them would have been the dumbest decision ever. Like the only thing that they basically made available to swap shows is the women's tag team titles. Mm-hmm. But again, they go through both shows, so what does it really matter?
Agreed. I agree with that. Pepsi Phil, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I have never been enamored with the draft in the first place. It's never really worked for me because honestly, it doesn't really make sense to me. Like the idea of like competing brands that honestly that's not competing always struck me as it's good in name only. I like the picks they have, but honestly, it's like you said, no real surprises there. I mean, they haven't done any big changes. Nothing switched. Jay is, like I said, Jay is still where he's supposed to be. Jimmy's on retirement for a second. IR, I mean. And honestly, these picks are pretty much like they pretty much forecasted this already.
I'm surprised that they haven't called anybody from NXT as of yet. That's what I'm surprised.
I mean, honestly, they're like the only person they picked was Carmelo.
Yeah, they even announced when they announced him, they said NXT superstar Carmelo Hayes.
Okay.
But yet someone said that they already basically had signed him on SmackDown. So I don't understand what they were doing there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, because was it like weeks ago, right? When he showed up and I guess he was in the business locker room and he was there shaking hands and I was under the impression that he was already signed with SmackDown. I'm like, okay, I guess he's signed with SmackDown. But
I mean, they did a whole storyline where like Nick Aldis was out here recruiting for people.
You're right. Oh, that's right. You're right about that. I forgot about that.
Honestly, they didn't really shock anybody. I mean, the only good news is that the only thing that I will say is it'll be nice to see Randy on SmackDown.
I mean, he was already on SmackDown, so
exactly. That's about it. I mean, that's the thing. That's about it. Honestly, I mean,
I agree with Nick. Like, I'm with you. I've never really been big on the draft myself. Like, I've always just been like, just put it as one roster, put it on both shows. We've been so accustomed to that for so long that just every time you do this whole draft and it just you split them up and put them on two different shows like this. Again, it only works up to like a certain period of time before everyone goes, well, we need something fresh. We need something new. Like, at least if you had one roster going back like it used to be, you get different stuff on the shows every week. Like, it just, I don't know. I still find it hard to get really intrigued on the draft every year.
I mean, it would probably matter if they had like they usually do with like a brand fight match, like War Games or whatever. Like at some point after the draft, that would kind of make the draft seem relevant. Right now, it's just like a reason to move chess pieces around for no reason.
Yeah,
I mean that's my opinion. Like I understand I understand they're probably moving pieces for new storylines they want to make, which is good. But at the same time,
you're saying like they're just playing, like they're moving chess pieces around to make it look like they're playing chess.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, like Randy going to SmackDown gives us Randy at SmackDown means that we got Randy and Cody, which is something Cody's always dreamed about. We got Carmelo and SmackDown, which basically means that if he doesn't have some kind of rivalry with the Street Profits at some point, it's something with the Street Profits. It's gonna be a goddamn horror. You got Jade and Bianca on SmackDown. I mean, truth be told, you got Liv, who's pretty much like, I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing sort of a scapegoat storyline with her as well, since everybody's mad at her about Rhea. and they're leaning into it, which I am very happy for. Dom out here looking real sketch around her. But for the most part, if they're setting this, if they're using it to set up a new storyline, it's good for them. For me
Well, we
personally,
got some disappointing news going on with Dominic Mysterio right now. Like that man apparently getting Tommy John surgery, which
he confirmed he's not. He said on social
Not?
media, he said no surgery.
oh, thank God.
Yeah, he said no surgery, and he
Honestly.
buried that. I am glad that man is stepping up to fucking piece of shit Meltzer, because he's like, this is what Meltzer said. Fuck you. He's like, no
I
surgery.
can see you,
What the
Dom. You're
fuck?
learning. Good job.
He is. He's learning. I love it. I love it. I'm
Take it
like,
to Meltzer. Good shit.
now, there you go. Dominic, I'm with you. Thank you for being part of us in that fucking culture, because fuck that piece of shit. He's going to be on. We'll get a dynamite, so I'm going to say that. But yes. But Nick saying over here that the surprise aspect is what makes the NFL draft special. And numerous of other factors too. Agreed with that.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Brian, shout out to the chef Brian Cook. What's
The
going on?
chef.
That's right. His WWE draft is more predictable than someone getting pissed at or trying to kill Sonny every week on General Hospital. Forgive me, my mother's in love with that show. It's so good.
We are currently about to get round 4 coming up right now. Teddy Long and JBL are about to announce who's next.
All right. Just let me know when to hit it. I'll hit the let me know.
Got it.
Let me know.
All right.
But and then also, let's see. Jordan, thank you very much for tuning in, man. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. Click on the below button. Metal should win the WWE Championship someday. Hopefully, maybe so. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yes. And Temple saying, I give it a good 6 months until the draft means nothing. We get people and on other shows, but I still trust my page. So do I. I trust him very well. Oh, the Notorious. What is going on? Notorious DOM.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Notorious. That's right. You know he's sick today, folks, but he'll be back with us next week. Hopefully tomorrow. We might do a debate center tomorrow because there's a topic that I've been wanting to really get it out of my chest, and that is the meaning of the word tribalism. Because I've been hearing piece of shit Seltzer talk about this shit and everybody else, and I feel like I really want us to fucking here as analysts here, because I have two of the best analysts here in professional wrestling, and that is Mr. Redeemer himself and Pepsi Phil. Break that down to you what's the meaning of tribalism and why it shouldn't be. But I'll say that for another time.
Okay.
Tom saying is, hey fam, fuck ass Seltzer, have a great show. Love you forever. Yes. Temple saying Cedric, Apollo, Adonis. Damn, I haven't seen Adonis for a minute either. Tozawa, Otis, go to NXT. Anyone else? What do you think should go down there? I think Adonis does make more sense because they're not using him. I mean, that's just me. I think he would have been perfectly fit with the business since they got B-Fab. I would have just gotten Adonis to join as well. Have him be your, I guess you can be a manager role as well, besides, being a performer. But I don't know. What would you do with Adonis, Justin? What would you do, Redeemer?
I mean, they put him with Cedric, and I was interested to see how that was going to go as a tag team. But they basically put them in like one match together as a tag team, and then just completely took that idea and threw it out the window. Like I did. Why get rid of another team that you basically just you had right there? I wish they'd put more into Cedric right now as well, because like, just sucks to see him he was so high up. Everybody loved him in NXT, and then he gets to the main roster, and once again, just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, involved in the Hurt business, and now he's just gone. Like, just nothing. Back to nothing. It sucks. It sucks. Like all those names right there that Temple put up, like, makes sense to go back to NXT. Like, Apollo was already there, but at least Apollo was doing something in NXT. So put him on a show where you're actually going to use him. Tozawa, same thing. No more of this nonsense, comical Tozawa. I want to see more of, like, legit Tozawa from the Cruiserweight Classic. Otis, awesome big guy. I'd like to see him in there. Have him go up in there with freaking Obafemi. That'd be awesome to watch. Like,
I like that.
You have Cedric and Ashante. Put them in the tag division. You got all these names to fill in spots right now and just increase NXT even more than it already is. So do that already.
I agree. Damn, I love that. I love that. Pepsiville, do you feel the same, or how do you feel about it?
Until NXT is still developmental, and right now, anyone who goes down there, it's viewed as a demotion. And the problem I'm having is that they have earned the right to be on the main roster. I understand that honestly, NXT for some, like I said, it was great for Baron Corbin. He gave him a shot in the arm for his. Even Randy Rose, it was a shot in her arm that gave them a push. A lot of these cats, I don't know. Do I think NXT would help them? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think so because NXT is on a different trajectory now than it was before. Because if you think about it, you got if we look at the champions they have right now, which I'm drawing a blank on, and I hate my Trick. You got Trick Williams, you got Obafemi. These guys.
Well,
you got Ilya. You got Ilya, and honestly, you bringing them in, they come in as like quote unquote people to help other stars get over. Do I really think that's what you want those guys to end up becoming? Like Baron Corbin came in, and truth be told, he had a beef, and then he became partnered with Braun, and then he got over. But truth be told, every time someone goes down there, their job is not to get over themselves, but to help other talent get over. Because remember, Natalya and Becky both went down there, and they both lost.
That's true. You're right about that.
And all it did was brought the profile. And don't get me wrong, I understand it is necessary to do that, to pretty much help other talent come up. But honestly, for Cedric, who honestly hasn't had a name for himself yet, sending him down to NXT just wasn't doing. I mean, I will say the exception is that Dolph Ziggler went down there and had a good championship run right before he got cut.
But I do agree about the Baron Corbin one. I think even I know people say it is a demotion. I really can't see it as a demotion because it's a third brand for me. It's really more to really go back and refresh your character, your gimmick, your in-ring abilities, and we can call it that in that way. Develop yourself again. But I wouldn't call NXT like a developmental, like, oh no. I call it more of a third brand because they have done a lot of things that it got us going ever since Papa H was in charge of it. Day one, when he created TakeOver, doing takeovers, those were fucking amazing. You know, seeing Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano, you know, seeing Ricochet, seeing Nakamura, seeing Sammy at the time, Kevin Owens, seeing all of, I can name them all that we're seeing the main roster. And right now what we have is like, I'm so happy that they really are pushing NXT to a level that Shawn Michaels is continuing to do it. I wish they could have an extra hour though, or at least add an extra hour to next NXT level up to help develop the stories they have going. We can say one thing. One thing we can say though, fellas, is that fucking brand are intrigued of investing on women's storylines than more than the main roster in AEW. You want Ring of Honor. You want a
3-hour NXT?
I want a 2 hour. I want at least 3 hours. Why not? If you're gonna give me a story about like plenty of Shawn Michaels doesn't have enough time to add a lot of stories that got me intrigued to be like, okay, I want to see what's going on with this. It goes by very quick because it's like an instant. You only got like a 5-minute quick, and it sucks because you want to be like, no, that's it. I want to see more.
Keep in mind, remember, Raw is 3 hours, and it is a hell to book. Even with the fixed up production, it's a hell of a match. And they have twice the roster that
NXT used to feel that way. They used to, when they were black and gold, NXT was so good. Everybody was at the point where they were like, "Can we get a third hour of NXT?"
Yeah,
it's that good.
Yeah, I don't think they're there right now. Like I said,
not anymore. Sadly, which is disappointing. But I'm not saying it's not good because NXT is still, big time.
I didn't mean to imply it wasn't. I think my thing is that there is not. I don't think they have the same number, quote unquote, bodies and talent as a Raw and SmackDown to be able to support a 3-hour match.
Not yet.
And honestly,
I agree with that. They don't have that, and I apologize for interrupting you, but I'm saying I'm with you. They don't have that, but the thing is that what they do have is how to tell a story.
Yeah,
because it gets us. That's what the difference from an NXT from Raw and SmackDown. That the difference of it, they're more into the wrestling, more into the story. Because the story goes by quick. You only see something for 5 seconds or 10 seconds or a minute or two, and then go over to the wrestling, which is fine. I'm not hating on it, but I want to know what's the story about more. Like it's like I mentioned, like I said this a while back. I remember PepsiCo when we had just it's like tune in to next week, like a Dragon Ball Z episode. I want to see, like I'll give them that credit, but I still want to give them a little more time, at least to give those stories an opportunity to be explained more for the details.
See, you
get what I mean.
See, you hit the nail on why I like the fact that it's 2 hours, because here's the thing. I'd rather they have a short amount of time where they have to extend the storyline beyond one night, multiple weeks. So instead of like, because like NXT, the one thing we can always say they've consistently done is they don't rush their storylines. They don't. They will stretch. They will stretch it out as long as necessary. And even in a 2-hour show, they can't always tell all of it. So it does carry over. So I'm happy if it's like a multi-week show where like the storyline lasts a month, but we still get a really solid story. Granted, we're like, I will agree with sometimes I am just like, fuck, damn, it's over already? Shit.
Yeah.
Or I get pissed like, damn, we at the main event already? I was hoping we might find out about such and such. But for me, if you think about it in television, that's what you want, because you want the person going, and now what? Like that's what you want at the end of a match. Like it ain't, because you get to, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, 3 hours right now, I will say Raw has found a nice balance with it right now. But you got to remember them days when we had 3 hours and we would be, by the time we got to that last hour, we were praying to the universe that time just sped up right then and there.
Agreed. No, I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. So it's a 50-50. I mean, that's just how I see it.
You're right. Yeah. And I mean, I'm on the side of just keep it 2 hours and just extend your storyline and keep telling your stories and keep telling the matches the way you're supposed to. Because remember, we also had some of the greatest storytelling between guys like, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and then we had the Johnny Gargano and DIY FTR matches, the Alpha Academy, and DIY.
We had the whole who freaking took out Aleister Black thing in the parking lot, like,
and
that was epic.
And it took like a month for that entire storyline to come to an end, and be like, oh yeah, y'all need to come to TakeOver to find out what happens next.
We got one of the best TakeOver matches ever out of that too, in Black with Gargano. Like, my God.
So it's not
So round 4's draft picks are in.
All right, let me hit it. There you go.
SmackDown is keeping AJ Styles.
Of course.
Raw is keeping Alpha Academy, the entirety of Alpha Academy.
Wow.
SmackDown got Andrade from Raw, and Raw got Kiana James from NXT.
Really?
Yes.
Kiana James?
Yes.
Oh. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Can we also talk about this budding the draft match where apparently it looks like Randy Orton has entered the bloodline conversation right now?
Again, he's right back in there. He's right back in there. You can't escape, Viper. Oh, that's awesome, though. I'm happy as hell for Kiana.
It's just shocking, but honestly, I do understand. Yeah, that's a good call. I mean,
she's gotten so well. She's gotten so good so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy as hell for her. I hope she does very well on Raw.
I hope so too.
I think this goes to what we were talking about earlier about having like a mid card for women. The one problem they have is they need more women actually up on the main roster. Not to say they don't have it, but have like enough mid card talent. Because right now, all the talent they have are like main eventers who giving them like a mid card title wouldn't really work for them. Like, I mean, can you see Naomi with like a women's international champion, IC championship? I mean, it'd be nice, but like, I mean, honestly, it's you like giving someone to the
I guess so. I mean, we all knew he was gonna turn heel. We all kind of knew it was gonna happen.
I mean, the footage is floating around the internet like it's crazy, and unfortunately, Carlito need to be ashamed of himself.
Ooh, okay, that's gonna happen. All right, Tama Tonga versus and okay, hell yeah. See Tama Tonga's debut.
He already. I mean,
Temple saying Kiana's not ready for the main roster call up. Cora Jade, Roxanne should be at that spot in the draft.
I mean, the draft ain't over yet.
No, I think Kiana's more than ready.
I think she's ready.
That says a lot. There's women you can clearly see aren't ready. I think Kiana's definitely not one of them. That doesn't deserve to be still sitting in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think all she needs is a platform. Like she did well in NXT.
Yes,
and that's and honestly, when she came, and remember when she came out for NXT the first time, she was looking real sus. Not because she was bad, but because it's like, oh, you a rookie, you hella rookie, and she has come along really well, in my opinion. So I want to see how she does on the main stage. So
I am excited to see what she's gonna do. Speaking of, speaking of NXT, let's talk about this. You know what? We haven't even talked about it, man. Oh yeah, baby! Whoop that trick!
Oh yeah!
That trick!
Let's go!
That trick!
Oh
yeah! Man.
Yeah!
Oh man!
Yeah!
Congratulations! Oh, congratulations, Trick Williams! Well deserved to win this. Win it. And, NXT Spring Break Night 1 this past Tuesday. A lot of people are really in the community, IWC community, been questioning this decision. I know. People are like, why didn't book him for him to win it the last takeover on Mania weekend?
That's what I was thinking.
There's a reason why. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason, and I get it. And I'm not mad about it. I'm happy because he had a great matchup with Dragunov. Dragunov handing him the belt, gave him a hug, good shit. Seeing former talents from NXT showing up in attendance to watch this matchup. And he got the momentum that he wanted. And even though it wasn't a big stadium, I get that. I know it was a bad call. We don't know. I'm not calling it a bad call. I'm calling it a great move. I think it was the best move to do. But the biggest question here, I think we could all ask this is what's next? How would you book this man? Now, this is like football. It's like anything in sports, like basketball. You passing the ball. What are you going to do with the ball now? We're like football. Throw your football. What are you going to do now? That is the biggest question.
That is the big question now.
I'm not sure yet. I mean, honestly, I saw him winning this at the next takeover. So this is early.
Battleground, right? You thought it was going to happen in Vegas. Me too. Yeah. I think we all did. I think we all kind of had to under the.
So this is not. I mean, I'm not upset. It's a little surprising because, like I said, I thought it came earlier than I expected. But I mean, I'm happy for Trick. And I think honestly,
word sample.
Yeah, it word. But like for Trick Williams, I mean, like I said, the kid has literally come on beautifully. And I've been really excited about him. Like, who do you put him up against next? I honestly don't know. Part of me goes, you know what? Angelo still deserves a rematch.
That's very true.
I wouldn't mind having him go against Angelo again. Unless they're not thinking that. But honestly, Angelo's the first person I think should come after him. Because that match he had against Ilya was fucking amazing.
It was a good storytelling, I'll tell you that, honestly. It was a great storytelling in ring. Him passing the brass knuckles saying, I don't want to do that. I'm going to fucking beat him legit.
Because I truly believe the only thing in Trick's arsenal that needs work is probably a little bit of his storytelling. Like it's not. I mean, honestly, that just comes with experience. Like it's not like he can't tell a story in the ring. I just think I think it could be better, but then again, the fuck do I know?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Nick, he has a blue can right there, okay?
He has a blue can and a red can, even though the red can is a little sus because that means he's Pepsi Cola Phil.
Exactly. So, but like I said, I think Trick right now, I mean, I don't want to say he's perfect, but right now, Trick's in that perfect position to pretty much carry NXT the way he's supposed to. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not upset about it. Like I said, I think he'll be great. But I ain't gonna lie, he is young. I didn't know he was that young. I mean, goddamn. I mean, good lord. But yeah, other than because at one point I thought Braun Breaker might be the youngest NXT champion, but it might be Trick Williams.
How old is Trick Williams, by the way? That's a question.
I feel like he might be in his 30s for some reason, but he just looks young for some reason.
How old is he, Justin? How do you think?
I'll double check for you.
He looks like he's like in his mid-20s.
I think he is very young. So,
because that's the case. If he's young as a champion, okay.
He is 29.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, he strikes me as being really young. So don't get me wrong, it's a good age to become NXT champion.
Absolutely.
Because I think Seth was about that same. Well, no, Seth was a little bit older when he won. I think he was like definitely somewhere in his 30s when he won.
That's debatable, Nick. I can't say that right now, but we're saving our. I'll say my thoughts on that.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's transitional either. Like he's definitely like. I will say this: I was definitely one that thought I was never going to see Trick at this level right now.
Yeah.
Every time I saw Trick with Mello, it was always just, well, Trick's always just going to be that hype man, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just going to be that guy to come out there and go, Trick Mello gang, Trick Willie, and everything else like with him and everything else. And it just,
Hello to the wifey, Edward.
Hello, wifey.
By
the way, no offense to Gigi Doe and JC Jane, they are less ready than Kiana James to go on that main roster. I'm sorry, Temple. I love the both of them, but they are not like their singles run separately have been lackluster at best. The rivalry they had was not as great as I was hoping it would be. And honestly, I'm still waiting for them to show up on their mic. Yo, I think JC Jane has great mic skills. Gigi, not so much as of yet. But then again, I know mic skills are rough, and it's a practice thing. But I said, I don't think they're ready for the main roster, or should say, my pick would not be them for the main roster.
Why are you debating about the red can, Nick? I mean, there's a reason why.
The red can.
Nick, I'm gonna tell you right now. In Canada, Pepsi comes in a red can.
There you go.
Does it really? Wow. Well, the more you learn, where's the star in the rainbow? Come on.
Oh no, I'm completely lying about that. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe you might not be. You might just seen everything right there.
Even Temple said against transitional championship like swerve 1 feet. Oh, don't. I want to say that, Temple. That's tough. What's going on? Get Show podcast all over the audio platform. Listen, follow my boy Get Show right here again. Follow my boy Just. Love you, brother, man. Hopefully have you back soon. We need to have you back soon, man. Next week I'll be Mountain Dew Phil.
Nah, man. Sponsored, not sponsored.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Come on.
Honestly,
yeah.
Addressing the transition.
I'm a Mountain Dew guy. I love Mountain Dew, and the Baja Blast my favorite.
Yo, that's a freaking wild take, Temple. Listen.
That is an insane take right there.
Listen, I am not against Dijak winning the NXT title because, man, does that guy deserve a freaking championship?
Yeah.
But I just can't see them doing it. Like, I don't know what it is that they don't see in Dijak, and it's just annoying the hell out of me.
I am so with you on that. Honestly, I'm so with you on that.
That's why I was surprised that Trick jumped over Dijak for the championship. Because I thought Dijak.
The fact that this man was willing to fucking suck it up and go through the retribution shit, why are we not giving him freaking props right now for that?
Right? Thank you. Oh my God. Okay, but I'll give you my thoughts about that. You know what Temple's saying. You know what, Temple? I think they probably won't give it a Dijak unless he resigns, which I think he's going to resign. I'm hoping that they do like a WrestleMania fucking 7 match, title for title. Maybe at the next takeover, maybe like heading into the Rumble or maybe Mania or before heading to Mania. Trick Williams versus Dijak, title for title, North American Championship. Dijak winning the North American title, regaining it, versus Trick Williams. I wouldn't mind seeing that, and Dijak winning it all. I wouldn't mind that. I think he deserves to have that. At least I know it's kind of a short term for Trick Williams for 1 year, but I guarantee you that Trick Williams within this year, the remaining year of 2024, is going to have banger matches, like with anybody. I can still see Trick Williams. Well, we have his trilogy matchup with Carmelo Hayes to close it out at Battleground. Down the line, we may see Obafemi and him, because Obafemi's going to probably lose the belt sometime, and him and Obafemi probably go at it. That'll be a hell of a feud to have. Like how Phil mentioned, Tony D'Angelo probably the first one. Have D'Angelo turn heel, fuck it. Have the whole faction turn heel and really now go for it. That he wants that he's craving for that belt. You mentioned he never had a rematch for that belt. Might as well make it with Trick Williams, and that will be something that it will help Trick to really develop his character. I wouldn't say that it's not developed. That I'd say more get the crowd behind him, because this man, for me, it was the right call to give this man the belt. I don't care even if it was NXT. On spring break. What matters is go ahead.
What I would book though was Dijak beats Obafemi for the North American.
Yes,
that's what I think we're going for right here.
Obafemi and Trick goes into it, and then I don't know. Do they let Obafemi beat Trick early? Probably.
I mean, think about it. Dijak basically staked his claim that he's still coming for Obafemi right now. Basically, he did not eat the pin in the triple threat match. Yeah. So that man says, listen, you didn't beat me. I'm in. Like, you're going to tell me we're going to get Dijak and Obafemi running that back. Sign me the fuck up, all right?
I mean, it'll be an amazing match. So either way, it's going to be great. So I think, but if they're putting Obafemi in line to win the NXT championship, yeah, unfortunately. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Temple. Now we know. Okay.
Justin Mello.
So I'm actually surprised by that. I thought he's a little bit older. But I will say, unfortunately, it does put Trick in the meat grinder against Obafemi, but
I don't think so, because you know why I'm saying that? Because it's going to help Trick Williams to get to that level. He's going to look at him like, damn, he's a big man, whatever, dominated. He beat Dragon Lee. He beat everybody else, right? But it helps both parties, because it helps Obafemi to get developed to be one of those, like a Mark Henry style back in that time. Like, and then looking at Trick Williams looking like, oh shit, all right, now this is my challenge that I have to face to.
Yeah,
that's
why the American title run for him has done wonders. Wonders.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he did more for the North American title than that belt did.
I agree.
That shit's because honestly, don't get me wrong, I like the North American title, but Obafemi, I think we talked about this before. That dude has
come along. Ass.
I don't know if it's charisma or something, but that man came out, got the belt, and I'm like, I want him to have the belt for the rest of his life.
I'm sorry. I get to everybody.
Oh my god!
Whoa, you starting shit.
You know what? I guess fucking we should have just get.
Technically, we need to worry about Tony. He was looking.
We do.
Might as well.
He was looking real sus.
Might as fucking well get into it, man.
Yeah.
He brought it up. We'll still update. The Redeemer here is updating us on the draft, folks. So
I think the draft's over for this night. It's almost over. So the SmackDown's basically almost over. So the draft is done.
Also, I would like to note there was a contract signing between Cody and AJ, and it's the first contract signing in wrestling history where a fight didn't break out.
Nope.
I gotta see if I wonder if they talked about TNA, like AJ brought up TNA versus him.
You mean AJ whooping his daddy's ass? Yeah. You know they be getting Cody with that shit all the time. I've been whooping your daddy's ass.
Everything that involves somebody feuding with Cody is hey, I loved your dad. All right,
like leave his dad shit. Like, come on.
Because I remember
that's all we seem to get.
Because I do remember that, if I'm not wrong, it was for the NWA title, right?
Yes, I think.
Yes, correct. It was.
And AJ won, beating his daddy for the NWA title. His daddy's title, by the way.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Let me tell you something, son. That AJ Styles kicked my ass.
I mean, if you want to go through it, this is basically Cody's revenge tour about everybody who fought his daddy on some level. He ain't out for the belt. He out here to avenge his family name.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, any final thoughts before we move to Dynamite? I mean, do you guys feel who should be the first opponent for Trick Williams? Phil already said Tony D'Angelo. Do you agree, Redeemer, or do you have a different opponent for him?
That's so tough. Because again, like, I thought it was the right decision, but I just don't know where you go from here now, because basically I think this whole thing, I think they kind of almost pushed pushed this to happen at spring break-in because of the draft, because I have a feeling Dragunov's going to get called up here at this point. So you kind of had to just pull the trigger here and go for it. But I don't think it was I don't think it was the wrong decision. It just is weird because now you can't have Dragunov have his rematch. The Mello feud is basically sidelined. You got 2 matches out of it and it's over. Like, I don't even know.
If we get a new rivalry out of it, I'm fine with that too. So.
Yeah, I don't know what else you can get out of this though. Like, so far, like, who could be next?
We would have to go. You
said Tony. Tony makes a lot of sense because he's still trying to get the NXT title for the family. But
and if you think about it, the last match he lost, he really did change his profile from just being a Goomba to being like an actual main eventer. So
yes,
and we did suspect that this might be an effort for them to actually pull him away from the family. So we'll see if that's the direction they go. Right now, I think was it like not Backlash? What's it called? Battleground. Battleground, I think, will be Trick Williams' first real match, and I think it'll probably be against Tony D'Angelo. I think the one after that, I can't figure out. I mean, truth be told, there is a part of me that kind of wouldn't mind taking a page out of Ivan's book, having Finn Balor come back to start a fight with him.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting. Or even, you know what? To be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind Baron Corbin. To be honest, I wouldn't. Honest, I would not mind it. For me, the way how I see it, whoever they throw at Trick, even if it's from the main roster, like you mentioned, Finn Balor, it's going to help develop this kid. The main key is to develop this world champion, because at the age of 29 and within a year, you got very popular with the fans, with the audience, very quick. Why the fuck not? I mean, just give these kind of challenges for him to develop more.
I will say that's probably because of Booker T and Whoop That Trick probably helped a lot.
Man, whoever started this, man, I loved it. But
Booker T was the first one to use the line. And I guess they weren't really sure about it because, if you know the connotation, it's like, I don't know if that's the right way to use it, but shit, I guess we re-owning it right now. So that's where we at, folks.
We're going to let it ride. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah. What else we got, brother?
All right. Now we can move into Dynamite. All right. Let's fucking just get it out of the way. Might as well. All right.
It's time. It's time. It's Vader time!
Dynamite, folks! Okay. What can I say? I heard everyone, even everybody in the shows, and I heard everybody in the IWC community talking about ups and downs of the show, especially like, where's the celebration? Where is the celebration for this man winning the world, heavyweight championship at Dynasty? Where is, like, hey, you booked them into a match, which I'm not saying was a bad match, it was a good match with Kyle Fletcher, but it's worth celebration in this one. And we're gonna save the ending for last of what happened because I really want to talk more about the matches. That one, I can't wait to talk about that one because that one I'm gonna bury some motherfucker. You know who I'm gonna bury. You know that shit's gonna fucking happen.
Security, my safety, my
Yes, that's what happened
Oh
there.
boy.
Yeah, oh boy, you know what's gonna happen with this one. It's gonna happen. Yep. Yes. Jesus. But all right. So we did see Mercedes and Wilana Gill. Congratulations, Wilana Gill. I'm glad she won the matchup. I still felt like that she deserved a little more time with Julia Hart, but I guess Julia Hart was injured. I don't know from where. Trying to find out exactly details where exactly she got injured. Not during the match. She was already injured before the match. So, but that's what they was not giving them much time. I wish it would have been. Of course, not surprised that Jungle Boy made his return. We all called it last week when we did our predictions about it, so we're not even surprised about that call up. Powerhouse and John Moxley, okay. Surprisingly, was really more Ospreay winning that matchup to get a title at the International Championship versus Roger Strong at Double or Nothing, which I'll tell you one thing I do love, gentlemen. I love the fact that he started from the bottom. I'm not mad about it. I'm okay with it because he sold it what he said when he signed with AEW. I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm not going to give me the belt right away. None of that bullshit. This man respects the tradition of professional wrestling. Started from the bottom, then I'm here type of shit. I respect that man for doing that. And I'm excited, to be honest, to see that match. I'm really excited to see him and Roderick Strong at Double or Nothing because Roderick and Kyle already did a great matchup at Dynasty, but I'm excited for this one to see. And Roderick, man, this is a level up for your ass, Roderick. You better step up to that game because Will Ospreay ain't no joke, man. I'll tell you that. But I digress, but man. Yeah. But I'll save the last thing we'll say that for last. I got so much shit. But Redeemer, break it down. What are your thoughts? And I know I forgot one thing, but I want you to let people know what happened at the beginning of the show and why did they open with that instead of the celebration. So you break it down, my brother. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I had nothing going that really got me for this show. This may have been like one of the most blah dynamites I've watched as of late.
Mm-hmm.
Like starting it off with the Orange Cassidy and Trent and Chuck thing. Like I like all three of these guys, but I have zero interest in this story. I just don't get it because it's like, yeah, it's cool. Trent's trying to go on his own. I understand. Trent's great, but like, are they really going to invest in Trent? No, they're probably not, and that's shitty. Yeah. You basically just broke up a tag team to tell us, hey, yeah, we're going to try to do something with this guy, but more than likely we're probably not. And it's just there's no interest in it. Nobody wanted to see best friends break up. They love best friends.
Yeah.
So, and again, I said this watching the show. I said I would not generally be surprised if right now they're going to tell us that Chuck is aligned with Orange Cassidy just so they could fucking pull the swerve and he aligns himself with Trent. Because that's all I keep getting this weird feeling we're going to get. Because why not fucking put another pile of shit on a stupid freaking storyline at this point? Like, it's just a waste right now. You have the Swerve and Kyle Fletcher match, I thought was, again, what you expected. It was going to be great. It just came off so awkward how you just basically didn't even acknowledge the fact that Swerve won the world title. He basically won the world title, and you just were like, "Yeah, cool. We won the world title. Okay, we got to get him in this match quick." Like, no celebration, no opportunity to basically, tell him, "Hey, this is how I feel right now. Thank you guys for backing up with me the whole entire time." Nope, just get him out there in this match with Kyle Fletcher. Get it done. We're done. Move on to the next. Stupid. Just completely overshadowed the fact that you put all this in the fact that Swerve just basically made history. Hated it. Right off the bat.
Yep. Agreed.
The whole like Anna Jay and Mina, I thought the match was really good. Like, I
Ooh.
thought this was maybe one of the few things on this show that I actually enjoyed. Like, actually enjoyed here. Like, I'm still interested to see what they're going to do when they added Mina to this whole thing with Mariah and Tony. It's really interesting. Having Serena Deeb come back, it makes sense why she's the next in line. Again, she's basically racked up a bunch of wins. She's basically saying, hey, listen, I've done this. I'm putting myself in here now. I'm staking my claim to it. Hell yeah, we're getting Serena Deeb back on TV. I'm all for it.
Hell yeah.
Freaking about damn time, too, because it's like we were seeing her for so long, and then all of a sudden she just gone. So it was good to have her back.
Mm-hmm.
I hated the whole thing with Mercedes. Like, I'm sorry, right now what she's doing is not intriguing me at all. It's just not working for me. Like, having her come out here and basically go, well, you cost me my career. You cost me like a year of my career. Like, first off, she's coming out here. Like, I get they're trying to recreate the WWE thing that they're doing right now with Liv and Rhea. How it's like Liv didn't actually get injured by Rhea, but we're having Rhea take the freaking blame for it, which is cool. Like, fine. You want to do it? You get a story out of it. Now Liv actually injured Rhea. Okay, so it's a little bit iffy there on that situation. This is Mercedes coming out here every week going, Willow, it's your fault. Willow, it's your fault. Like, Willow freaking intentionally said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go injure Mercedes tonight. Like, I can't wait to do that. It just comes off so stupid. Like, the only interesting thing again was another tease of the stat turn. We saw it because she was the one who grabbed Mercedes' arm that led to the slap on Willow. Mm-hmm. So again, it gave us something out of it, but it's not intriguing me at all whatsoever. The gauntlet match to me was a mess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, it was a hell of a mess, though, man.
It was a mess. Like, it felt like we needed to fill time. And I don't know why we had to do it. It was so bizarre to me just how it was handled. They called it a gauntlet, but it basically felt like a Royal Rumble. Like, Tony at one point said, we could have up to 21 people in the ring at the same exact time in a gauntlet match. I'm like, what? What are we doing? How the hell are we going to have 21 people right now in a gauntlet match with one pinfall to a finish? We'll be here for the next 465 days waiting for a pinfall to happen. Mm-hmm. Insanity. It basically came down to, at the minute Will Ospreay walked out, you knew who was winning the match. My one thing is, at this point, Will Ospreay's winning the International Championship. That's it. There's no way they're not giving him the title. Like, the whole thing of the Undisputed Kingdom is basically done. Like, it's over at this point. Yeah. There's nothing to. They tried everything they could to get any kind of intrigue in it, and they basically just did nothing with it. Like, it feels like the Devil reveal now, it was basically pointless, which really sucks.
That makes sense.
I'm still sitting here waiting for MJF to come back. We're clearly going to get him and Cole when he does come back. But it's like, at that point, what does the Undisputed Kingdom have to do with any of this anymore?
That makes sense.
Their whole role was, we're going out to win championships right now, and now you're taking them away already. So basically, you're taking the role that you had for them and going, yeah, that's cool that you wanted to do that, but it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So Undisputed Kingdom, in my honest opinion, is just done. Like, this is it. Like, when Roddy loses the title, it's done. It's over with. Like, you just get to the Cole and MJF match when MJF comes back, and you get it over with. That's it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else you can do with it at this point.
Okay.
The Jericho segment, I could care.
Oh my God.
Could care less. Jericho, get the hell off my television. I mean it.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for you to say
Get the hell off my television. I cannot. This man has run his course. How in the hell is anyone intrigued by fucking Jericho anymore? He's literally coming out here doing like what The Rock did and trying to make a title that has no meaning. It's not even recognized as a championship. Trying to give it meaning, like it means something. Like, what is this? Now we got Big Bill coming out here and basically saying we're going to get another Jericho-related faction. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I will freaking lose my mind. I do not want to see any more Jericho. It's done. He needs to just realize AEW doesn't need him anymore. 5 years of this. Jericho has done nothing but I feel like still put himself over. Over and over and over again. Jericho needs to hang it up. AEW, like I get it, early stages of AEW makes all the sense in the world. Jericho being there, you got this big name in Chris Jericho. You got to watch this company. It's Chris Jericho. Like, now we're not there anymore. We are far past that stage of needing Chris Jericho anymore. The main event, now knowing that Hobbs got hurt, I believe.
Yeah, he hurt his knee.
It sucks.
I know.
Sucks.
I don't
now
like
I
that.
understand why it went short. I was disappointed when I watched it, but then hearing that he got hurt, I completely understood it. So I'm not gonna like completely just dump on it.
There goes Edward.
The ending is what made it for me at this point.
Oh yeah, we're saving the ending for last, but Edward is answering you everything what you're saying about you're preaching the word of Jericho. He's gonna start. Please retire.
Please, Ed, do it. Please.
Okay.
All right, Pepsi Phil.
So here's the deal. I actually thought Dynamite last night was pretty good. Unlike Dustin and the rest of y'all, I fucking hated the Best Friends. I hated the gimmick.
What? Oh shit! $3.99 is calling you right now.
Oh boy!
I may step away for a second because that might be my manager. Basically, I never liked the gimmick of the Best Friends. It didn't make sense, and when they didn't lose a championship, it made no sense to keep them together. As far as I was concerned, it was perfectly fine to break them up. Truth be told, they were rudderless. They were aimless for all 5 fucking years. There was never a point when they had done something or was given something. Mm-hmm. They basically just sat there being the goofy guys. For the first time, they look interesting. I love Trent to death, but honestly, being with the Best Friends was a terrible idea for me. Not because I don't think Chuck Taylor can wrestle, but because as a team, they literally made no headway in AEW. As a tag team, the only thing they did was stay together, unlike the rest of the tag team division.
All right, go take care of that. We'll just
I'll be right back. Yes.
Oh man, I love to see you. You all shit on him, but what?
I will again. It's just again, I'm gonna shit on what it is, and that's as it is.
Pepsi Phil, more like a haterade Phil, and I love it. $3.99. That's exactly what we said. I don't hate Dynamite or AEW. Just to answer Justin's question, because he asked us a question here that he wants us to answer. So I get that. So if IWC starts making jokes WWE, are you going to defend it? No, I'm not going to. No, it's like how Tempo said it. If Dom was here, he'll say it. If it's not give you a cup of tea, pass to someone else who likes it. You know, we love professional wrestling. Doesn't matter what brand it is. I enjoy any brand of no matter what. I enjoy the stories. I enjoy the in-ring stories. I enjoy everything of it.
Okay.
For me, it's like, welcome back to 99. That was down quick.
back to my point. So yeah,
well, go ahead.
so this is finally them doing something with the both of them. I think Chuck Taylor's really great. Daniel, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Nick Khan, but that man's on the run. So but
That man's on the run.
but truth be told, this is the first time they've had a compelling storyline with the best friends. Even when they brought in Rocky Romero, it was not interesting to have Chaos back together, which is saying something because I loved Chaos. So,
yes, I do.
So that was at it. The swerve not being celebrated bothered me, but if you think about it, Swerve talked about that early on in some of his promos. That he goes and he's the first champion. He doesn't need fanfare. He just needs to be champion. So I sort of want to see what they're going, because honestly, if it's me, I'd pull the move where it's like you don't give him any fanfare, and his next quote unquote next opponent goes, if you were a real champion, they'd have celebrated their championship, but obviously you just a transitional championship. So I would literally start a storyline where they mock him for being a champion for who he is. It's a third rail kind of item, but it still works. I mean, but I agree. It would have been nice to have a celebration for him, but I do understand. So I'm going to jump just to the Jericho segment. So I'm kind of with you. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Jericho's still here. But here's the thing I have noticed with Jericho. We all give him shit because everyone says he doesn't put over talent. Hook didn't need to be put over. Hook was already over. However, with him having the FTW title, with him calling himself the Learning Tree, Big Bill needs help getting over. Because other than the tag team championship, Bill has not been over. Like I said, if rumors are true and we have nothing to substantiate this, Ricky Starks is leaving. So Bill's going to be floating around by himself. And who better than Jericho? And say what you will about him, but let's face it, everyone from the JAS did well because of Jericho. What's his name? I keep calling him Dancy Boy, but that's not his name.
Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia. But here's the thing: look at Daniel Garcia. I mean, yeah, exactly. Say what you will about Jericho, he has a good way of doing a secondary push for the people. Hook didn't need help getting over. However, taking the FTW title off of him puts Hook in line for the other main eventers around the area in there, or the TBS, honestly, or the TBS championship. And the FTW still stays relevant. And I do enjoy the fact that everyone goes, the FTW is not a real title. Here's a storyline for y'all. None of them belts are real titles. Everything is made up. And the only reason it's important is because we say it is. So FTW is as important as the World Championship only because it's like, they're not real titles. They ain't no real sport. It's just literally just like, here's the FTW title. It's important for this reason. We just call it unsanctioned because that's the belt's gimmick. So giving it to Jericho is nice. For that, when I saw I'm with you. When I saw Will Ospreay enter the Gauntlet Challenge, I went, "Oh, it's Will Ospreay getting the belt now. Good for him." But I do enjoy the fact because this is their way.
He's telling you to preach.
This is the way for Will Ospreay.
It's still weird to me, damn it.
I love you. But here's the thing that gets me though. If you think about Will Ospreay with Don Callis' family, made no fucking sense. It just does not make any sense. So how do you do that? You pull a move they did with the G1 Climax when he broke away from Chaos and Okada. Have him break away from Callis, get a belt, and formed his own United Empire. It probably wouldn't be United Empire, but it'd be him and Kyle Fletcher, which I'm perfectly fine with, to be honest with you. So, in regards to the two women's segments,
that's your favorite. You want to talk about it? Preach it.
Honestly, that was for the first time there's a real emphasis on the women's division. Toni Storm finally has somebody to play off of. Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
you just we got to get that man. He's back in the show, man.
But Tony Storm, Mariah May, Anna Jay, Mina Shirakawa, and Serena Deeb all showing up for a women's match. Honestly, made that match not a throwaway match, because if you think about it, a year ago, that Anna Jay versus Mina Shirakawa would have been a throwaway match that they did to fill time.
Can we give Anna Jay her credit though, man? She has improved in the ring though. Honestly.
Oh no, she's amazing. She has been great. So yeah, but that match right now has some severe implications. They also have the storyline between Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, and not to mention you have the Women's TBS Championship, which is 3 major women's storyline, which is literally a 300% improvement on their women's division that they've had in 5 years, which I'm especially happy about. So it feels weird, but honestly, the women's division is finally getting pushed the way it's supposed to. We don't get as many matches. The Mercedes Moné thing, I got 2 minds with her. I feel like if she's not really cleared to wrestle, don't put her in the ring. I feel like it's just not safe to put her in the ring if she's not cleared, because accidents fucking happen. And she's, like I said, she is close to the end of it. And if she's coming back at Double or Nothing, just have her come back at Double or Nothing. So, but she is, like I said, but the parade, that's the way they went. I think they're doing a thing that I love, which is kind of weird, because so they can't have her come back as a heel, because the moment she comes back as a regular heel, they're going to say, oh, they're literally going to just say, oh, that's just the persona she had in WWE. But right now, this new storyline is when she turns heel, the reason is because Willow turned her dark because of trying to ruin her career. What that mean? What that mean for her best friend? I don't know. Like Chris Statlander, does she turn? I don't know, but there is but if she turns heel this time around, it will not be for the same reason she did at other companies, which is one thing I'm glad about, because they're basically making her quote unquote descent onto the dark side a completely different animal. Although Justin's right, Temple said it. She does still need some mic work, but I think that's because she can't be a face and be on the mic. She is much better as a heel. And Willow's the best thing about Willow is she is so earnest and so honest that she kind of picks up a slack a lot in it, which is the part I enjoy. So I'm kind of happy about that particular run. What was it? I thought we talked about Jericho. We talked about Fletcher. So now we get to Moxley in the championship.
All right.
For me, I actually saw this match as, for me, what I think it is. If you look at it right now, it's Moxley defending the New Japan title outside of Japan with Powerhouse Hobbs, who people say did not deserve a shot at the title because he has not had enough wins or enough prestige to go after the title. Me, if you combine this with what Yuta Tsuji said, literally Thursday, right after that match happened, like, what the fuck are you doing with my country's title? That was not the exact word he used, but that was the gist of what he was saying. And right now, Yoda Tsuji's like, bro, the audacity to take my defend it with any Tom, Dick, and Harry in the world and not do it in Japan is that bullshit. So
love it.
That's the storyline. I mean, obviously he's a little more eloquent than what I was, but basically, if it's taken away,
Temple.
Respectfully.
Honestly, her match with Anna Jay, that was
not Mania running wild. How I say
there's a lot of Mania. But if
Ducky Ducky.
Quack,
quack. Hold on, I got it. Hold on, I got you. I got you. What about
Ducky Ducky Quack Quack.
Honestly, if Tanahashi is if Naito, who christened Yoda Tsuji the future of New Japan Pro Wrestling, if his gimmick is not to take back the belt from this savage barbarian Moxley and bring it back to Japan. I don't know a better storyline than that. So and I know everyone's really mad about Moxley like defending it on Dynamite. I'm like, good for you. You should be mad because Yoda Tsuji is mad as fuck.
I mean, look, I want to say this. I love Yoda Tsuji because at least he's becoming that featured Naito. For these, that's what he reminds me of for New Japan because Naito's on his way out. Whether people like it or not, Naito's gonna be on his way out. He's done. You know,
Damn.
I love him. I love Naito. I'm a big fan of Naito, but it's just that he's already his time in the ring, his knee injuries never recovered fully, and that motherfucker's still wrestling. I give him credit. I'm not his credentials is there. I'm not disregarding his credentials. It's like more is all right, Naito, you did your time. Be like Tanahashi, be involved in behind the scenes type of things. You know tranquilo. I went all right. I'll be tranquilo, but you gotta be tranquilo, all right? Porque los ingobernables de Japón right there, baby. That's right. But okay. I know De Niro mentioned on the chat why did they put that as the main event? And I don't say why. Because even though Swerve wasn't the main event, it was pretty much the second opening match of the card after the whole feud with the Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends situation. There's a reason for that. You have to respect your partners, and that is the IWG Championship. And as much people hate this, but you know, Moxley really helped that company, AEW. That motherfucker has never taken a day off since he even with the whole Phil Brooks situation. He still came back and he still did anything to win that belt and everything else. He was supposed to take a vacation when he dropped the belt, and he never did. Why not give that man? Okay, give him the main event, and good for Hobbs. He got a main event, you know, against for another championship from another promotion. He got hurt, so hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's nothing serious. Wishing him the best for Parwell Hobbs. But fuck it, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was not bad. At least seeing Moxley with the IWGP, a Gaijin winning that belt, I'm enjoying it. So why the hell not let him have it? Swerve, on the other hand, like he mentioned, both of you guys mentioned about the promo. Okay, I can tell you that I wish it could have been a better promo. He could have been like, well, you know what? This is more of a reason why I'm defending the champion because I am a fighting champion. Not out here to be like, oh yeah, celebration. All that I already did that. Now it's here to be the fighting champion and prove why this is my house. Him saying that, even though I know that Saraya says that it's my house, but him saying whose house? You know what I mean? Like him saying that, perfect. That'd be a great promo. Good. Yes, you know, Tony Khan passes the pencil because right here we could write for you. You know, we hablamos español. We could do it for you right here.
That's fucking bullshit.
You're bullshit. Don't bullshit me, Tony Khan, because you don't know how to write a fucking story. We can write a story for you. Just give us a pencil. We'll do it. Jeez, that could have been easier. I wouldn't have mind. You know, I get it. People are upset in IWC that he's wrestling and celebrate. But if that promo, even though it wasn't, oh my god, it makes sense. I'm not mad about it. The Jericho one, oh Jesus, that's the one that I'm like. I know Edward mentioned in the chat, please retire. I think Jericho should be really okay. Okay, fellas, time for RBD meds. You too, Edward. Appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. John Mox will be going through the Four Musketeers. Shota, Red Naruto, and then fails in the final. I agree.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be.
I see that plan too, Temple. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I think that's the plan. I think so.
That's dope. What a road for those guys too.
Oh hell yeah! Because you got to build a future for New Japan. All your main towns are gone. It sucks that I'm just more upset about Zack Sabre not getting the belt, and that's what I'm upset at. But that's another story for that.
Oh, Zach. Where's Zach?
I know. In regards to the Jericho situation, I'm more. You know what? I hate this. I know I'm gonna get shitted on this, and it kind of reminds me. I wouldn't say the Bray Wyatt, no, because he's a learning tree, right? So I'm trying to think. I know what it reminds me of. It's a learning tree, right? The learning tree. It reminds me of fucking right to censor. That's what it fucking reminds me of.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
I did, all right? It reminded me of right to censor. You guys remember how Steven Richards was recruiting people to be on right to censor? When everything, that's what it fucking reminds me of. It reminds me of that shit. Is it gonna put asses in seats with this storyline that Jericho got Big Bill? I want to learn from the tree. Like, what the fuck? What do you want to learn from the tree? What tree are you talking about here? Is he the? If they make that shirt, Phil said it last week. So I'm like, okay.
I mean, keep in mind we now have a Shibata Jericho match.
I know, which I'm looking forward to. That's a Collision, right? Or is it Rampage?
I think it's Collision.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if Big Bill interferes, that's how you know. He's in. And who else is next? Ricky Starks. If Ricky Starks fucking goes to that learning tree as well, I don't know.
Look at this, though. But look at this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you think about it, that learning tree gimmick gave Big Bill, and if it's going to be Ricky Starks, a purpose. And literally, that's how you need to come up. And keep in mind, the nature of a faction is not just to have a faction. The nature of faction was literally to build up talent.
Okay.
Jericho's doing that by himself. I know everybody has congratulations. Yeah, retired Jericho. But here's the thing. The JAS was great for Daniel Garcia.
De Niro, oh my God.
De Niro gave me diarrhea.
Oh my Lord.
I mean, you can say what you want, but here's the thing. JAS gave us Daniel Garcia. The Pinnacle, well, I guess we say we're not the Pinnacle, but what was it? The Pinnacle gave us an MJF that was huge, not to mention Ortiz and Santana. So you can say what you will about Jericho, and everyone likes saying he doesn't put people over. Who has he not putting over?
I am not saying that, but I get what you mean.
No, not you. I'm sorry, not you. But who has he buried? Everyone he wrestles, win or lose. Remember when he wrestled Orange Cassidy? And Orange Cassidy threw him into a vat of orange champagne?
Oh my God, but that fucking gimmick though, really? Like an orange fucking really? Like an orange, he was drinking that day. Yeah, Jericho was like, hell, drink this shit out.
He was drinking it, but he's like, you know what would be a good idea for a match?
He's like mimosa fucking match. What the fuck? Like, what would?
But here's the thing, though: a gimmick's a gimmick. And think about it. Orange Cassidy got over. Garcia, the rest of them got over. Say what you will about Jericho needing to retire, but let's face it, he is telling the truth when he says anybody that gets in a run with him does better.
He's not wrong about that. I'm not saying that he's wrong about that.
Like I understand his promo, everyone gets a little bit weirded out and they're not happy with it. But I mean, maybe not the promo, but if you think about it, the gimmick always gets people over. The gimmick, find me a gimmick he's done in AEW that has not put other people over. I mean, granted, Santana and Ortiz had their issues, but that wasn't Jericho's fault. That was Tony Khan's fault. And maybe the Young Bucks. But I mean, if you think about it, every time he's formed something, somebody, at least one person has gotten over.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
And when he became the first AEW champion, the first person he lost to was John Moxley. John didn't get buried.
Damn, Tempo. Why are you going hard on De Niro, man? Why would you say that?
De Niro, I have to ask. After the promo happened, did you happen to get a Pepto-Bismol commercial?
Because
that would have been fucking wild.
So I mean, it's interesting that Jericho has been doing it the old school way. Like literally, it's like I'm gonna do a thing, gets people over, even if it's just one person, it still gets somebody over. So I find it fascinating that some people just don't want to pretty much just think Jericho winning is him burying people.
Well, that's next week. Dynamite. I thought it was Collision. No, it's next week on Dynamite.
Okay.
Versus for that TW Championship. I was looking for it right now.
So I'm while telling
the Wizard. Yes, the Wizard.
Fucking Wizard.
The only people who should be mad about Jericho right now is the copyright office, because every 5 minutes they're like, shit, Jericho got another gimmick we got to copyright? Fuck me.
That's your man right there. Fucking might as well.
So now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
All right, let's fucking.
Oh boy.
Don't say that, De Niro. Lucha Underground does not suck. What are you
No.
now he just picking violence left and
There's
right.
some fighting words right
Oh,
there.
boy.
Oh boy.
What's the elephant?
The fighting word?
Shit's about to hit the fan.
Yes, shit's about to hit the fan because we saved this last segment after to close it out. What happened on Dynamite? Jack Perry comes out. Of course, we saw it happen at the beginning of the show. The elite will wait for the scapegoat. He came out of his car and they went to Tony Khan's office, and Tony Khan was going to call him out tonight. I don't remember that. For the first time, we see Tony Khan on television. And normally this is off air because I attended to, collision. I attended to LA Gear, I'm saying only LA Gear. Jesus, like the shoes. That was wrong with me. I'm old school. Full Gear. Full Gear, Dynamite, which I'm going to Dynamite coming up in May. I'm going to that one, it's for sure. And it's just seeing Tony Khan normally on off air, like before the camera rolls, he'll be like, "This is what's going on. Thank you guys for coming." Blah blah blah. And then him coming out here on television, okay, the hug, and then that's when Jack Perry was pissed because that's when you took 8 months out of my life, and that's when he pretty much told.
It was at this moment Jackson knew he fucked up.
But here's the thing, though. To tell the truth, that's what we wanted. That is what we wanted.
Oh, I know, and I'm gonna save what I have.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Oh yeah, it wasn't danger, right? Because you came out on fucking your daddy came out, which I didn't. That's unexpected. The following day, you see you right there on the draft day, moving your neck like there's nothing happening. I heard Eric Bischoff. I heard fucking Dave LaGreca. I wanted to hear Cornette what he got to say about this, but I heard everybody in the community burying this man. And him, what he said earlier today on freaking national television on the NFL Network, fucking calling WWE the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not even going to get into, stop, Tony, stop. You need to stop. Get away from fucking social media. Stay away from fucking social media. I'm going to say my piece right now. I'm going to say it very quick before I pass it to you gentlemen. Because I've been holding myself, and I've been hearing for the last fucking 24 hours, 48 hours of this shit. I am going to say it, and I need to say it. Before anything, let me see the comments. Let's see. Also, Jericho, MJF, West Side Story did it. That's right. The West Side. Oh my God, you compared it to the West Side Story. Just, I love that. AJ's a spokesperson ambassador because TK is an embarrassment. Oh my God, I thought it was funny as Perry throwing that weak ass mic punch. Oh, I know. Well, that's for sure. Tony Khan dropping on the ground like he is relapsing. he probably was. He was probably relapsing out of his drink, probably so. That's what I was saying. But Tony Khan, I know what you're doing here. And I know a lot of people comparing him to McNuggets or, of course, Vince. With the whole everything. I'm not going to compare him to Vince, actually. This story that is happening right now with this, and mark my word on this, April 26, 2024 at, of course, 10:39 Eastern Time, 9:39 Central, 7:39 Pacific. I am saying this right now. And I heard De Niro earlier on versus Delorean. I heard him. If you haven't, make sure you follow him on XM Radio. Do that, folks. But I heard what he had to say. He digressed about it. Yeah, Shot, come on. Come get your son. Tony Konging again.
Tony Konging again.
I know where they're going with this story. And it reminds me, let me ask you, Joe, does it remind you of a story at the time when it was, when Papa H and Stephanie had their little faction versus like John Cena and Nick Nemeth and everybody else type of thing. And does it remind like who takes over what? Like and the superstars takes over the Raw, or he takes over the Raw, like controlling everything. It's almost the same here what we're seeing from the Elite doing the similarity situation. Now that you added the scapegoat into their faction. Now the one thing is questioning it what they add a fifth member into it. What you mentioned earlier, Pepsi Phil, you mentioned Adam Cole. If they add, you too, Justin, you added, you mentioned about United Kingdom saying that it could be over if even let's say they added them. Let's say it's not over. Let's say they do add them, right? Let's say they make that happen. Tony Khan could make two things. There's a lot of scenarios to this situation, to the story to develop, because you could start it at Double or Nothing, or you could start it at Forbidden Door and start from there, heading into All In, which you want to end the story at All In, because I feel next week we're gonna get Kenny Omega showing up at Winnipeg because Tony Khan did mention it a while back. He wants him to go there and show up. Don't be surprised you're gonna see a plot on a segment that he's down on the ground, beat up, and obviously he's not. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The Okada and the Elite went over there, and Okada beat him up, and he's down on the ground because he's out and about. No, screw that. This is the aftermath when he comes out and say, "Hey, folks, I'm here," and then they beat him up. Okay, they took out all one EP down, the next one coming up. Maybe they take out Hangman Page. Now they say they control now AEW. And then Tony Khan comes out, looks the neck break still. You know what? We're going to make this happen at All In. You guys versus my faction. Winner takes all. Double or nothing. If you lose this, your EVPs are over. So that means there could be a lot of scenarios to this he can make who can lead that faction. Kenny Omega is not going to be ready for that. He's going to have surgery for it. Hangman, I don't think is a big hype. I'm sorry, Hangman Page, you're not a big hype for that situation. You can either make MJF, you're that one leading that direction. You can make MJF lead that direction for you, that group faction. You can make your world champion swerve because it's going to involve him in this situation with Adam Cole. Then that could be, you could involve Swerve on this. And also, then you can add Adam Hangman Page as your third member. Will Ospreay's the last questionable here, or Bryan Danielson? Those are your top 5 names that you can add to the storyline versus the Elite, heading into All In to really elevate it. This story developing. Now that Tony Khan is now on television, what way to progress the story for him to be like, I'm hurt, I'm out. We see the Elite for the next couple of weeks taking over the show, writing down, oh yeah, no, remember, we're Matthew Nicholas. Don't call me by Nick and Matt, no type of shit. It can help develop the story. So I hate the fact that Tony Khan sold it. Yes, I do. The way how that was not a sale. Everything else, no. His side was horrible. I'm sorry. You're not meant to do anything in professional wrestling, Tony Khan. Stay away. That is fine that you got hurt, but I feel this story can head to that way. If they can really build it that way, like how it was Survivor Series, correct me if I'm wrong. Remember when it was the Papa H's faction, Stephanie's faction versus John Cena's faction. The winner, of course, the Authority are gone. This could be the same. It's similar to the story. The Authority, EVP, the Elite. How they said on Dynamite, oh, I want to change the world. That's what we're meant to do here, to change the world. That was our agenda, our goal, but Tony Khan stopped us from that. So that's what they did. They could take that story and develop it that way. They could do it that way and make it that way. And then the top 5 stars that I mentioned, you could put over. Right now, they have to fucking put over either one of those guys. It's either Swerve, from my opinion, is really more Swerve or Will Ospreay. Because Will Ospreay is now your guy for AEW as well as Swerve is. But help that be your future for this product and help them be a part of this story to help Tony Khan to take over and get rid of the EVPs, their titles and be wrestlers again. If they can really head to that story that way, then you got something going. All right, Tony Khan?
Let's fucking go.
I hope so. I hope you do. I hope you listen to us with the fuck we're telling you.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Take it, because fuck, you're bullshit. You stay away from the writing. This thing gave us a pencil. You see, when I gave you a story of this, I don't know if my two hosts right here will agree with me, but that's my opinion of how I would do it. But they have their own pencils they can write for you as well. But that's what I feel. But please, Tony Khan, stay away from social media. Stop bashing WWE. Worry about your product. They're worried about their product. They're not over there. I don't hear Papa H saying pissant fucking company anymore. He's more worried about what the fuck he's doing now that it's his era. Worried about yours. Nobody gives a fuck if you hate WWE. I don't give a fuck. The IWC, if you guys care, that's something that you shouldn't be. Tribalism is horrible, but I'm going to save that topic for another time. I just feel that this shouldn't be that way. Enjoy professional wrestling everywhere, folks. Not picking on everything. We're analysts here for a reason. We're opinionators here for a reason, but doesn't mean that we're here bashing on, oh, we like this one better than that one. We're not saying that. We critique every single thing, the details for every product. What's good, what's bad, what's everything. We are opinionators. We're not fucking piece of shit Seltzer, who is showing up next week, by the way, to Dynamite to fucking talk to Will Ospreay or Swerve. That's how I fucking knew it. You're a piece of shit, Seltzer. Especially fucking that motherfucking piece of shit Alvarez. Fuck both of you guys. I don't give a shit. Fucking kiss ass. You too, Tony Khan. Stop kissing their asses to give you a 6-5 star match. Fuck that. Fuck them all. You should pay attention to us fans that listens and watches and everything for you. I'm sorry I had to take this derailing this long, gentlemen, but that's how I felt, and that's how I feel that you could take the story and go with it. At the end of the day, though, we could say, gentlemen, this helped Jack Perry a lot. It did really. This fucking story, whether you like it or not, it fucking helped him. I know we did not want that story for that video and everything because it was like childish, stupid. It was. I'm not gonna say that it's not. It's stupid. But did it help Jack Perry? It did. You finally found the way how to book this man now, Tony Khan. If I were you, Tony Khan, the last resort on this that you're not appearing, who you should put on television is if you have the money to sign Will Ospreay, Mercedes, and Okada, sign Scott D'Amore now for that general manager. Why the fuck not? Have him. He's a professional wrestler. He could go there and be the GM for your AEW Dynamite, Collision, and for fucking Rampage. Do it. Fucking do it. Grab Scott D'Amore. This is your chance now to book it right. Or even have him as your member to go against the Elite. Then make him a GM after that. Have him here. Here you go. You're the EVP now. Have him write the fucking stories for your professional wrestling for that product. Thank you. I'm sorry. I apologize. Redeemer.
That was wonderful. That's all I could say. That's right there. That was wonderful.
I don't know if you feel the same, but I don't know. How would you book this? And just break it down. I mean, oh, God. Just please. I want to hear you, brother. I want to hear you.
So, going into the show, when they showed up, starting like in the beginning of the show, and then they showed up in Tony's office, and they announced this whole, like, we're going to have Jack Perry out there with Tony. I'm like, okay, this is like really interesting. The rest of the show at the time, again, wasn't really intriguing me that much. I'm like, this has to do something here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that this is ending the show, there's got to be something big. I kept saying to myself, Tony's got to get beat up here. This has got to happen. This has got to happen. And it happened. And I was like laughing hysterically watching this. It was just Tony's awful selling. The whole thing was comedic at best. But again, like you said, they have all the chance to make this story something huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that they do. Because again, we didn't think the freaking footage thing was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently now it has been, which is crazy. Jack Perry is absolutely over like crazy. The fucking Cry Me a River chant was wonderful. Just listening to that, just as soon as he's standing in there and you get the, oh, cry me a river. I was like, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This has a chance to be huge for them. You make it this huge power struggle. Like Tony's got to find somebody to back him up against the elite. If the elite decides to bring somebody else in, you could make this huge. This could be like could be this year's Blood and Guts right here. If you go for it, like
I love
this
that.
would be
There you go.
huge. This has the chance to be huge. Like I didn't see what Tony said about anything as of late. Like, but again, it's been proven enough that the man needs to stay off social media.
Mm-hmm.
He does not know. He does not need to be going on there spouting out all this shit that he does all the time. Again, you don't see all these freaking big time promoters going out there and saying all this nonsense like he does. It's laughable. He's like basically like a comedy skit. It's like, you want something to laugh at? Just look at Tony Khan. He'll give you a nice laugh once in a while. Like, It's insane. I think that again, we're starting off a little rocky on it with the whole thing. But I think we can get better from here. Like with Kenny showing up next week, we've got the chance to, continue to make this big. If Kenny gets beat down on Dynamite, there's your way to continue it. Again, we don't know if Kenny's going to get actually going to be able to even do anything after, because he's more than likely going to. Did he have his surgery yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so
I
again,
heard him on Twitch. He's going to have it soon, but he's not ready physically to get hurt at all.
Okay, well, again, we're gonna get something out of this, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I can say, because again, it's weird to see Tony be an on-screen character when he said he wasn't going to be an on-screen character. It's going to be a little difficult to watch him, on TV. I think again, you can do something good out of this. You can get enjoyment out of this somehow. And I hope that they can go down that route and get there.
Thank you. Oh, I love that shit, though. You did mention Blood and Guts. Oh, my God. That makes so fucking sense. Oh, my God. See? Give us a pencil, Tony Khan. We can write for you. You see, even the Redeemer is writing for you. Fucking,
I'll write it in Sharpie if you want. You don't have to give me the pen. I'll write it in fucking Sharpie.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, my God. Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Now I want to hear Mr. Mussolini. He's been dying to talk about this shit. I already know he got a lot to say.
Yeah. So I understand both your points. I can see what you're saying, but honestly, this is the invasion storyline. This is not the invasion storyline from Like, I'm talking like, if you count it like WWE, WCW, and ECW going after WWE. Or if you want to go further back, you want to go in TNA, when TNA was having their issues where it was like when MVP showed up there and it became with him and the Wolves fighting over control against Dixie Carter. Like, that's what this storyline is. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care about Tony selling. I know everybody's pretty in their feelings about it. I thought it was fine for what it was. I mean, we have seen Snoop Dogg give the worst splash I've ever seen. And we have seen Shaq give the worst sell against Cody going through a table. So I don't know what y'all expected Tony to do. Like, I don't know what the hell y'all wanted him to sell, but like, he sold his, I mean, remember they had Will Sasso, and Will Sasso is a terrible sell. He couldn't even take a stunner crop. So I don't know, all of a sudden, all these new standards showing up for somebody who has never stepped in the ring before. So the fact that everyone's like kind of upset with Tony for not selling right, I'm like, oh, okay, he's wrestled how many times in his life? So, but yeah,
like I said, it was so bad it was laughable. Like
it was, but honestly, I mean, we laughed at Shane when he blew out his thigh trying to do a simple
It was
I mean,
funny.
these
It
guys
looked
are
like gas.
these guys are not athletes. What the hell you want? That's what's freaking me out. What do you want? I mean, y'all expecting Kurt Angle style exercises from a dude who honestly is a billionaire's son, and the hardest thing he ever did was sign checks for people.
You know what's the funniest thing? Watching Tony come out there and he's just got that shit-eating grin on his face, like I'm about to get the shit kicked out of me. I can't wait.
And that is the best part about this, because honestly, the trick of this is, do I think this was their plan when they showed the footage? No. I think they were just going to show this and be done with it. I think it turned out so badly, they pivoted like WWE did when The Rock jumped Cody and said, let's do this plan. I mean, everyone said the tape did great for Jack Perry. No. It was literally CM Punk basically admitting he scapegoated a man for no reason, attacked that man for no reason. And then literally when you look at the tape, everything and the way, keep in mind, the way he said it made himself seem like the victim. But when you combine what he said with the footage, you're sitting there going, other than Jack being an asshole, Jack ain't really do anything other than talk shit. And if you in a workplace and somebody talking shit, you walk away from, you don't swing on them. And think about it, the moment that tape dropped, Jack Perry was like, see, I ain't do shit. And all of a sudden, the Cry Me a River shirt came out.
Cry me. Cry me.
Cry me a river.
So like even Nick is saying he's agreeing with you. He's like,
if I was CM Punk, I'd be hella pissed right now, because the one thing I did to try to make myself look better makes the other person who's involved look much better than me.
Like, I mean, he did him a favor. Like, in reality, they both did each other a favor, so they fucking took advantage of it and go with it. I mean, that's fine. I mean,
that's the business, though. Like I said,
that's controversial mixed business. Unfortunately, I mean, we don't know that in generic. I mean, it's always going to be that way.
But I'm happy, like for Jack Perry, that honestly, one, it gets out that he didn't do anything wrong. Because let's face it, the moment CM Punk went out, everyone had a really bad opinion of Jack Perry, and they were blaming him hardcore. Like the scapegoat thing was real. So that's the only thing I'm really happy about. It's the fact that like Jack Perry is no longer considered the bad guy in this situation. Now, the irony behind that is Jack Perry is now a bad guy for beating the shit out of Tony Khan. The irony is not lost.
Respectfully, all right. Shut up, tits out, shoes out.
But if you think about it, but Ivan, you hit the nail on the head when you said he yelled 8 months. That right there, that little bit right there, pretty much like basically goes, yeah, this is what I was waiting for the last 8 months, and like I don't think people understand how significant that line is. So, and like I said, I think honestly, Tony made the best of it. I think he did a good job with it. I know no one liked to sell, and that's fine. But I keep telling y'all,
that's fine. I mean,
yeah, but what I am happy about is that you guys say he like. I mean,
at least Pete Rose did better. All right.
Yeah,
Pete Rose fucking did better with Kane. All right, he took a tombstone. Okay, you want to talk about tombstone? Pete Rose took a fucking tombstone from Kane. Okay, and he was wearing.
No offense, a tombstone. All he got to do is lay there.
I know that. It's like how
that. He got picked up and laid down like a baby. That man he ain't got no struggles. He ain't got a stunner. Like I mean, he like shit. If he took a stunner that way, it'd be fine.
Oh no, I don't think him taking a stunner. Hell no, you probably would have
exactly. This is what I'm saying. Y'all expect the non-athletes to be great athletes in wrestling one time.
It's only like how Just said. It's only clowning, bro. I don't give a shit.
So, but honestly, the truth of the matter is that I am happy they got this their thing and Tony's thing online. Honestly, I will say this though. I think honestly, I'm blaming Pat McAfee for that shit.
Oh my god! Yes.
The biggest problem with Pat McAfee is
my beer. What?
My man. Like
why McAfee? What?
Like first of all, Wendy was clowning the shit out that man for wearing a neck brace at the draft, and then they were clowning him for turning his neck. I ain't gonna lie to you. Truth be told, McAfee was at a sports thing. He ain't need to bring that shit up. Y'all talking about McAfee being funny. He didn't need to bring that shit up. They didn't need to drag Tony for that. I mean, you're sitting here talking about, he acting like he ain't really acting like he ain't got a broken neck. No shit. Cowboy Bob Orton had a broken arm for 35 fucking years and would hit people with the cast, and nobody questioned him. They said, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know, I literally don't know what y'all want out of Tony. I know y'all mad about something with him, but for the love of God, leave that man alone. So yeah,
we're mad at the social media shit. Nothing about that's it.
We got to talk about the best part of this whole thing too. Was we got the appearance of Papa Khan over here. Like, my God, this man shows up and gives that look of just, this is what I let my son use my money for?
Yeah,
like, he just gives him that look like he's like, man, what is going on here?
No, honestly, Tony has said his father does not understand wrestling at all, which is the hilarious.
Oh, well, there's that look.
Yeah.
Perfect. So he literally is just looking at his son like, are you good? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
But here's the thing, though, that's the best part about this entire thing. So, like, do I think he needs a brand ambassador to handle social media? Yeah. Do I think he should not be talking to people? Yeah, but I mean, I understand him being in his feelings because, like, he's trying to do something for his company. He did it the right way because, let's face it, Scott D'Amore has done it. Fucking MVP has done it. Fucking Dixie Carter has done it. Paul Heyman has done it. So he's not doing anything new. Like, he's long line of promoters who do the exact same thing.
You hear that, Billy Corgan? Step up your fucking game there, my guy.
No shit. But the truth of the matter,
doing coke spots fucking on TV on fucking pay-per-view. Take a bump.
So here's the thing, and this is the one time I will say this. Tony deserves a little bit of grace because right now he's with, unlike the rest of those guys who he had a multi-million-dollar company that's global and with more exposure. So his mistakes are magnified because if you think about it, every company has terrible ideas that they have done. Because trust me, I still have not forgiven TNA for what they did to a young Okada.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, I understand Tony needs his hand slapped away from the computer keyboard sometimes. But do I think he has made any mistakes larger than any other company in the world? No.
I'm not saying he's made a mistake of it. My thing is more people, like how Justin said, like, we keep away from fucking social media. Like, we don't need to hear that. Worry about your product. Like, worry about building that. It's not, they don't give a fuck what he's doing. They don't care. It doesn't. Like I said earlier, I know that controversial kind of, of course, builds, right? Products. But at the same time, it's like, worry about your product. Worry about your marketing level, how to book your fucking shows weekly for people to attend to. Worry about how to fucking market your fucking product all over besides X and Instagram and Facebook, but also on television. Ask fucking your network, TBS, TNT. Well, coming up next Wednesday, hey, this is what's going on. Like, hey, shit like that. Put flyers out there, anything. Worried about that. Worry about your fucking product.
Everybody says AEW has some obvious fucking problems, but it's like Tony just uses every little fucking excuse to basically be like, yeah, that's cool. You guys are trying to give me freaking things to tell me, hey, there's things I need to fix, but I can go online and rant. That's fine too. Like, yeah, it's stupid. He uses it as a distraction. So he doesn't have to fix it. It's almost like he doesn't give a shit. That he realizes there's fucking problems, but he doesn't care. And that's what sucks.
Exactly. And I'm so with you, Justin. That's a problem. And that's the one thing he needs to change. My thing is, and I've been wrestling about it forever. You have people with intelligence that has been around this product in every promotions around the world. You have Chris Hero, you have Jimmy Jacobs, you have fucking, come on, Jesus, who else I can name that they have? Jerry Lynn, you have. you have people that have been surrounded by this experience and knowledge, stories that you're able to go. You got Dean Malenko, for God's sakes. What the fuck are you doing without what the fuck? It's that kind of stop. Jericho's the same. If Jericho's more worried about just being cool, whatever. This is okay. I'll put it more in a different word as well. And I know I'm gonna get shit at what I'm about to say. What it looks to me, it really looks like these, not saying all talents, I'm just saying certain people. I can't really blame the talent at the same time, though. It's really difficult to say. It's like, as much as they would like to say something, but then again, they're enjoying the money. They're like, we got the money, so okay, I'm getting paid, not being on TV. Like, sucks. What the fuck happened to Scorpio Sky? You booked that man fucking 2 years ago, fucking great, and what did you do with him? Nothing right now. Ethan fucking Page, who is one of my fucking top favorites of all time, the greatest charisma that he has, everything. What have you done with him? Nothing. There's I can name so many in the roster. What have they done? Nothing. That's a problem. It sucks. That's where I'm more mad for the talents. I'm more mad about that. That he cannot really help build these fucking talents. Give them those times. Like, you want to talk about we're bashing and I hate to compare this, but unfortunately, if we look at it analytically, it's almost the same. It's like almost the same, not all fully, but it's almost like fucking piece of shit, fucking Vince. What was he doing every Monday Night Raw? The same shit. Well, what was he focusing on? One storyline only, not really focusing on the rest. Kind of like similar to this guy, what he's kind of doing, but it's he only focused on certain stories, not all of them. And it goes with the same as Ring of Honor. Tell me one great storyline in Ring of Honor that's happening right now, besides Athena, her being the longest reigning women's champion. What else? And Billy Stark's situation, her being the second and right there, right behind her. What else? What else has been intriguing every Thursday night in Ring of Honor's app? Tell me. There hasn't been anything. You gave Mark Briscoe the belt. What's next is where I'm curious about. See, those are the type of shit that I myself, and I'm pretty sure you guys do the same, pay attention to. That is like, come on. You got these phenomenal, no pun intended, talents that could give us entertainment and not just promo and all that shit, but also in the ring. What the fuck are you doing? But give us stories too, man. They give us something for us to be intrigued. Stop fucking worried about WWE, all that shit. Worried about your fucking product. You got the greatest talent in the world. And yes, I'm saying it. You have one of the best rosters in the world, but you're not using them right.
They literally had a guy who's only been in the company for a few months go out there and do a rah-rah speech about this is where the best wrestle. Okay, people want more than just great wrestling. We're here to see a story. Tell us a fucking story that's like intriguing, not some nonsense that you just threw together and we're like, do you care? Are you interested? Like, come on, Tony. Step your shit up.
Step your shit up. I know, Nick, that it's too easy. If we digress about it, the fact, Nick, is because we want talents to be on television. We want talents to get their moments. That's what we bitch at. It's not really like I'm not bitching. We're just bitching what he needs to stay away from social media. Worried about more about his product. That's really what we're bitching about. Pay attention to that. It's not about anything else. Yes, good shows, anything. I'm not gonna be like fucking Seltzer now first. Oh my god, I'm giving it. It was a great show. Oh, like we critique at its fullest from the beginning to the end in details. That's what we do here in this fucking show. We are not like, we're pointing. I love more WWE. Fuck AEW or fuck WWE, AEW. Fuck them both TNA or fuck them all New Japan or Ring of Honor. We're not saying that. We are looking at the product, looking at everyone in detail. That's why we're our analysts for that reason. Shout out to High Class Bruce on the chat. Oh, he's like, it's not what he's doing. It's what he's putting AEW out of ESPN and then following around for the draft. I mean, that could be the case. He's more worried about that. And that's why he needs a booker, Bruce. Have Scott D'Amore there to take care of your work, and you worried about your shit. The thing that Tony Khan has done in the past 4 years so is he has got the IWC talking, which is a good thing. It's a good and a bad thing. It's a 50-50 tempo, in my opinion. It really is.
How so?
Enjoy fucking wrestling. Don't just go and be like, hey, come fucking say fuck those other product. No, enjoy it. Enjoy professional wrestling. Doesn't matter what product it is.
I give AEW credit for picking. I mean, while the IWC was doing well on its own, they are much more visible now because of AEW. Like, we are seeing talent before, just like he did with New Japan, just like he did with CMLL, and he has pretty much brought up guys from those divisions that normally don't get to be on television. They get.
I'm not giving him not discrediting him that. I'm with you what you're saying. I'm with you.
But the idea of giving the IWC a bit of a voice is good. I mean, but you're right. It is a bit of a 50-50 line of how to manage all that. Because, like, right now, I don't think we're discussing the fact that, when we talked a little bit about it, the IWGP title for Japan is in America being defended. At one point, the AAA champion was actually wrestling in AEW at one point, and I guess the question, Paige is killing it in ROH, and I think she's actually doing a pretty good job of actually making it really interesting over there. There isn't any storylines, but there is significant rivalries because this weird Red Velvet Queen Aminata group tag team going against Athena and Billy Starks is actually pretty cool to watch. Now,
it's awesome.
Do they need more like that? Yeah, but I think it's really slow. And I mean, I know I sound like I'm giving Tony a whole lot of leeway, but I'm kind of reached that point right now where, like you said, it's like we all agree doing a wrestling promotion is hard.
It is. It is.
So I understand someone making mistakes and fucking up. I mean, do I think Tony is making the classic mistake of being on social media? Yeah. Because I've always had the theory that the higher you up in an organization in regards to management, that's the furthest you should be from a social media platform. Because unfortunately, you're still human, you still got feelings. And even though I know Tony is doing his best, other people on the internet is full of bullshit. And it can get to you. And I think the problem is that he lets too much shit get to him. Like, do I think he need a guy to go, I'm going to go, somebody hold his phone and go, this guy just said something about me. I'm going to say something about him. And the guy go, no, I'm not giving you your phone back, Tony. Yes, I think he needs that guy.
Exactly. That's what he needs.
But I mean, for the most part, if you look at 5 years of AEW, that's 5 years longer than anybody thought they'd exist anyway.
So, no, I had hopes for them because it's everything what they've done. I mean, I get what Bruce is saying here in the comment. Like, we want a different. Yes, we got something different, and I'm with you. What you're saying, of course, we wanted that. I just feel like for me, it's more like I mentioned. It's really more on the talent. They need to help. Really give them the time that they deserve. There's so much there. You're stuck with a roster, Phil. There's got to be a balance of how to fucking book these talents in certain ways, tell different stories, that it gets us going. I don't want to compare to this. It's way different because obviously it is. Like, it's like fucking Shawn Michaels. What the fuck is Shawn Michaels do with NXT? He's fucking telling different stories every fucking week. And NXT does, even though I don't give a fuck about the ratings. I know they give a fuck about it, but does it get us intrigue? Yes, it does. It fucking gets us intrigued. Oh shit! All right, this is what's going on. Oh shit! It's not repetitive. It's like, okay, it's a different.
Now you got to keep in mind we can't really compare NXT.
I know. I'm just saying storytelling. I'm not going based on wrestling. Okay.
I mean, just keep in mind the fact that there's a better infrastructure because they've had about 50 years to build up an infrastructure for their development and their storytelling. And AEW's only had 5 years. I know people like saying, well, it's still 5 years. They're like, they have had literally only 10% of the time they've taken to build up a company and make it a powerhouse. And so it's like I said, the man's good. They're going to make mistakes. I hate to say it this way, and I hate to sound as though I'm kind of giving Tony the brush off. But honestly, he gets a little bit of grace for me because honestly, the pivot after the tape went a long way to show me that he can learn from his mistakes, or quote unquote learn from the missteps. Tell me that it's not they're okay, because let's face it, after that tape drop, we had no hope other than a couple of matches for AEW Dynamite being great. And we were all pleasantly surprised, because I will say, top down, that was a solid work right there for booking, and solid work right there for storytelling. And that comes after the fact. So I'm still, like I said, I still got questions about Tony. I still think he needs more consultants, more bookers other than himself. But in hindsight,
I'm sorry, it's just what Justin said right here. But it's just like life. There's things to joke about, plain and simple. So Tony Khan was producing better than he was coked up.
Can we please stop all saying people are coked up when they work?
So I play his dealer.
I mean, if I got to be serious, like the only thing Tony also really needs is he needs some people to tell him no and yes. Like he can't just be the only one. He can't just be the only one making the decisions here.
Yeah,
he needs some people to tell him, listen, we gotta not go there, or we gotta stop here, or we should do this or do that. Like he can't be the only one just making these decisions, because he's going off fucking pure like emotions most of the time. Like when he sees people shit talking, he's like, "Oh God, I gotta get on there and fucking be Captain Save-A-Ho." Like the man's just there to do it, and it's just like he needs to just chill out. He needs some people to be in his corner and go, "All right, listen, Tony, I know this is kind of driving you nuts a little bit, but we gotta like think this one through here, like something." Just he needs a team, not just feeling like he's by himself.
Thank you. You fucking nailed it right into the point, Justin. I'm so with you on that. It's true. He needs a no person there. Like, no, Jericho, what the fuck are you doing? Just fucking say no.
Why?
Here's
the thing though. Why? It's not like, I mean, if the guy's doing his job putting talent over, why isn't he allowed to do it?
Good night, Justin. Good night, J-Man.
Later, brother.
Love you, Justin.
I mean, think about it. Jericho's been there 5 years, only had the championship once. He's put people over. I mean, what is he doing wrong? What is he doing? No, seriously. What is he doing wrong? Is he not putting people over? Is he burying anybody? I mean, that is a lot more you can say for other people. But who is he? Who has he buried? That's my question. Who has he buried on his rise up?
What the fuck has he done with his women's division?
No, I'm talking about Jericho. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Jericho.
Oh no, I'm talking about Jericho.
Everybody keeps saying Jericho should retire. Jericho's done this.
I am not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Jericho should be the one speaking up and saying, "No, Tony Khan, we should do this." That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. No, I'm with you. I'm not disregarding what you're saying. You're right. You're right. Yeah, Jericho did put people. Yes, of course he did. I'm not saying he did not. I'm just saying more that he's behind the scenes scenario is for him to fucking tell Tony Khan, no, fuck off. Like,
he trained up Britt Baker.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Jericho's one thing is just basically he runs feuds too long, which kills a lot of people's interest in a lot of people.
That is a fair argument. That is a fair argument.
That's the one big thing with Jericho. It's like he'll start a feud like with somebody and it goes for like freaking 4 or 5 months. And then by then everyone's just like, well, I don't really care about Jericho and I really don't care about this guy anymore like I should be. Like it's just,
I mean,
that's one thing that Jericho can't build that stuff.
Yeah, that part's a thing that eventually he'll figure it out. But like I said, honestly, he did a great job with Britt Baker. I don't know who else he's working with in the back. But honestly, it boggles my mind that the man's doing exactly what he's supposed to do as a near retirement talent of helping people get over.
Oh yeah, but I'm not disregarding that at all.
But everyone's like Jericho needs to get the fuck out of there because he's useless. I'm like,
no,
not you, not here, not you two. I'm sorry, not you two, but people on the internet. And I'm sitting there going, wow, the man's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's the reason AEW got a TV deal. He's the reason that several people got put over. He's the reason Britt Baker pretty much became the role model. Yeah. And like I said, right now, because of him, he's working with Big Bill. He'll probably do the same thing he did with him and Daniel Garcia. Like I said, these are not bad moves. With Tony, I'm not in the back room, honestly. I don't know what the fuck's going on back there.
That's the thing.
We don't know what's going on back there. Is someone not telling him no? I mean, I don't know. Is he not listening to his other bookers? I don't know. Yeah. Do I think that I question what they're doing? Yeah, but I mean, for me, I'm like, I'm not telling them what to fucking do. I can't run a multi-million-dollar company and tell them exactly how to run about 25 to 40 talent members. But I can say so far he has stopped fucking up like he did before in the last 2 years with his women's division.
Agreed, but still they need more time. That's the only thing. And Bruce, I know I get you. You're defending Tony Khan in this state when it comes to that, but it's creative wise. Tell me a story why this match is happening. Tell me why this matches should happen. That's fine. I mean, it could be random matches. It's just fine, but if you're gonna put a story over something, I need an explanation why. I'm old school. I know, and I'm speaking for myself. I'm really more like, give me a story. I don't want it to be like CMLL or CMLL. They do the same thing. CMLL, they really do badass banger matches, and then but why? But I'm used to it. Lucha Libre is different. I can't compare that. That's just how it is. But I get what you're saying, Bruce. I get it, but that's the only thing I dispute about. And he's saying Jericho needs to go away for some time. We need to miss him. He's one of the guys on TV every week for 5 years. So what? We need Jericho there. I don't mind Jericho there.
Like I said, him taking a break is fine. But I remember at one point we were just like, there was too much Kenny Omega, and we said the same thing. Why is Kenny always on there? I mean, no one's complaining when Kenny was burying people. Shit.
No, I mean, I wasn't complaining about it. Yeah. I was. See, Temple saying, where's TK Book with the Kenny Omega Hangman storyline?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, well, that's a tough one there, Temple, to be honest. Yeah, just before he left, he's like, by the way, putting JBO with Teddy Long isn't going to make me forget about the shit that he did.
I mean, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong about that. And Temple saying Moxley needs to go on a break after the drops the WWE title.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get him out? No, he did not. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Temple. He never got a break off that. But man, we'll see, bro. I mean, right now, like, I just, for us, I'm really more like, focus on your product. That's it. Like, other than that, just stop focusing on WWE. Stop your shit talking. Stop with the cocaine, the beer, stop all that bullshit, Tony Khan, and worried about your fucking product and how to get it over. You had a tremendous fucking great pay-per-view, the Dynasty, that really helped now get somewhere going now. A dynasty that is starting from there. You made history giving an African-American the World Heavyweight Championship, which I'm happy for. And I'm wishing for the best for whose house? Swerve House. Mm-hmm. That's right. I'm wishing for the best for him because he's SoCal, baby. I'm so happy for him. And, I'm just focus on that. Focus on that. Yeah. Focus on that. Don't focus on the bullshit, whatever was going on there. Tony Khan, focus on your product. Focus on what you need to do. Not get Scott D'Amore, damn it. Get his ass. I will get him. He will help your fucking... Get Bully Ray. Bully Ray even said, I'm fucking busted open. Sign me for free. I'll do it for free. I don't give a fuck. Get him. Man is a fucking genius and everything, man. What he's like... I hear everybody else, but still, man, like I want for what's best for the product. That's all I want. It's great right now. It's just still there's ups and there's downwards, which is this type of shit. Like, stay the fuck away from social media. Do not reply back what Meltzer Alvarez says. Do not reply back what IWC says. Worry about your product. That is it. How to fix it, how to get it more to that. That's what you want to do. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing else I'm saying about that. I mean, that's it. See, like even Temple's like, take Hagee to give me a call. I'll book for him. Oh, he needs to call. All of us will book for his ass. That's what he needs to do. But all right, but two more things before we get out of here, folks. We got one happening tomorrow. Is the last well, it's not really the last Triple Mania, but it's a tour because we got Vampiro's pretty much his ending for Triple Mania. His career is about to come to an end. He's retiring. He's ending pretty much everything what he's doing. But what we have tomorrow, though, coming up at Triple Mania is we're going to be crowning a new Mega AAA Heavyweight Champion, which is Alberto El Patron versus, of course, Nick Nemeth. The winner of this will become the new inaugural Mega Heavyweight Champion. So that's something that is, we saw Nick Nemeth did not win, unfortunately, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, but we've seen him here competing for a heavyweight champion. And the biggest question here for you, gentlemen, is what should AAA do? What should Conan do at this stake? Should he who should he give this belt to? That is the biggest question. And to reach you guys down the line, what's happening on this card, we do have Vampiro and El Messias. Everybody remember Messias from TNA. He came back. Messias. He's going to team up with Vampiro versus Cibernetico and Dark Oz, Dark Cuervo. And they have a third person they haven't mentioned in that 6-man. Psycho Clown, Octagon Jr., Laredo Kid versus QT Marshall. Par Bordeaux, who got released from AEW, who's now with AAA, is teaming up with them, with QT Marshall and Sam Adonis. We have that happening tomorrow. We have a special one. We have Negro Casas versus Dr. Wagner Jr. And a 6-man tag with guest appearances. We don't know who it is. So I'm very excited to see who's going to be in that as well. We have in the women's side, we have Fabia Pache, Estrellita, Sexy Star, Reina Dorota versus Dalis, Flamer, La Quirera, Maravilla. So that's going to be something to looking forward to. And we have a cup that they're going to be doing in a battle royal. We're going to have El Egido, Pinimera Escarlata, Antifa, Super Calo, Aerostar, Chessman, Luchador Sepura, Nino Hamburguesa. Oh my God. Really? A child cheeseburger in English? That's what you call the fucking star? I'm not even going to say that. I digress. Mr. Iguana, Charlie Manson, Abismo Negro Jr. We already know that the original one, God rest his soul, passed away. Heavy Metal, legend right there. That's a legend for AAA. And surprises happening. This is happening on tomorrow for AAA Lucha Libre, which I'm excited. But the biggest question here for you gentlemen here is who should be crowned the Mega World Heavyweight Championship here? Should it be Alberto Patron or should it be Nick Nemeth winning this belt? The Redeemer, who do you want this belt to belong to?
For personal preference, say you should give it to Nick Nemeth.
Hell yes. There you go.
With Nemeth traveling all over the place, having him show up in all these other promotions that he goes to with not only the global championship, AAA title, like, it's big. Look at all the promoting he could do for like AAA and like New Japan, wherever the hell he goes, where it's like, hey, you want to see me elsewhere? Like, look at this. I can direct you over to New Japan. I can show you some AAA. Like, again, I think, because I guess, like I said, personal preference, because I, for one, have zero liking for Alberto El Patron. Like, again, I don't like the guy.
We know
the
why.
person, the guy himself. I have so many things I could say about the guy, but it would just be all trash talk the entire time because the guy disgusts me with the stuff he's done.
I know. That sucks, man. But like, you know what? Like Dom and Phil and I said last week, Justin, we said it weeks ago. We said, and Dom kind of broke it down more than I wish Dom was here. He could really recap that this is his last chance to really rebuild his career
Mhm.
and fix whatever the fuck he did. He fucked up his career. He knows that he dropped the ball. And this is now the time for him to redeem himself, like Redeemer, like you, the Redeemer, redeem his professional wrestling career and get things right. And stop with this bullshit of, drugs, alcohol, all that drama bullshit. What happened with fucking Saraya, and the drama happened with your ex-wife, and all that shit. Like, that's not how you want to end your career. And I'm hoping this guy can close his chapter really correctly here, and really ended with he did a great job. But I'm with you what you're saying, though, bro. I'm
That's why I think he's going to win the title. I think he's going to as his redemption kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I preferably would say you give it to Nick Nemeth though. You get like a big name like Nemeth going around, basically going, "Hey, look, I'm not only a champion in New Japan, I'm also a Triple A's champion." Which I'm pretty sure, if he shows up in New Japan with a Triple A title, doesn't New Japan and Triple A don't really get along too well because doesn't New Japan? Yeah, so it'd be a little interesting to see how they would, let Nick Nemeth show up with that title on their shows. Very bizarre in its own right.
It'll be awesome, though, to be honest.
I think you get more with Nemeth. You get more promotion with Nemeth because again, how many other companies really are going to want to work with Alberto other than just AAA? That's where it kind of leads to. So that's why I say you give it to Nemeth more than you give it to Alberto. But I feel like they're going to go with the redemption story and give it to Alberto.
Love it. Okay. Do you feel the same, Pepsi Phil? Or do you feel the same?
Yeah, pretty much. And Justin pretty much hit it right on the head. Nemeth gives you global reach. Alberto Del Patron, even though that technically the charges were dropped against him, that doesn't mean he was innocent. It just means the charges were dropped, apparently. I can't speak to the man's personality or anything, but truth be told, he had, for me, if I'm a company that needs a face of a championship, Alberto Del Patron has a little bit too much baggage for my taste. So it's safer to put it on Nick Nemeth. And honestly, even though Alberto was a champion and has been champion most places before, I think for this new time, I think for a company that's trying to expand its reach, they get more stroke if they give it to Nemeth. I think that's the only reason. Honestly, truth be told, at one point Alberto Del was bigger than Dolph Ziggler in the eyes of wrestling. So now the roles are reversed. If it's me and I'm booking it, I'm giving it to Nick Nemeth because let's face it, the man technically right now has brought his championship on 3 different continents at this point, or at least 3, and 2 different hemispheres.
Yep, agreed.
Man's been in South America, technically North America, not to mention the U.S. And Japan. So we'll say 3. We'll say 3 nations or 3 areas. And he has, like I said, he has carried himself well. He had a great match at TNA. He had a great match for the Global Championship. I suspect this will be another good championship. I will say I don't think it'll be a long run. I think maybe he'll have it for a few months and then drop it to somebody else.
Like Temple saying right here, Tejano Jr., because he's another popular.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure why Tejano Jr. isn't in the 3-way in a triple threat match.
I agree.
But I do. But again, if you're trying to get the belt exposure before you give it to your local talent, it's the way to do it. It's the same thing New Japan is doing with the IWGP title.
Very true.
Because I keep asking folks, everyone keeps going, who Yoda Tsuji is. It's like Yoda's a badass, but the problem is not a lot of people know the face of who he is. Because I know a bunch of people were shocked when he won the G1 tournament, which I do not understand why. But then I got to remember, not everybody watches wrestling as hardcore as we do.
Absolutely. Well said, my brother. See, even like a Temple saying, well, I'm with you too, Temple, on that. Well, I don't know what's the whereabouts of Tejano Jr. I don't know what happened there. I wish I knew, but I have no idea what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was surprised it was Alberto Del Patron because I thought it was going to be Tejano since technically he's in line.
Well, yeah, he's like the number one contender ever since.
Exactly.
Like when you know,
Wait,
because
so
Vaquino got
Tejano
hurt.
was the original person in this match before Drone was?
Yes, because Hijo Vaquino was supposed to defend it against Tejano Jr.
Yeah.
at Mania, but Vaquino got hurt, and so he's out. So he had to vacate the belt. But I don't know what happened with Tejano here. I don't know what they did. I have no idea what's going on.
That's really bizarre.
I mean, it could just it could just be the entire thing got derailed and it's just a new direction they're going into, basically.
They probably want to use that, save that for like a different feud because
I hope they didn't take Tejano out of contention completely now. That's kind of
I don't think so, because honestly, I don't think they're going to shoot their own talent in the foot that much. And I don't think I'm trying to learn if he's hurt, but he does not seem to be right now.
No, like I even researched earlier that I have no whereabouts of him, unless he comes back in that battle royal and makes a surprise.
I mean, he is. I mean, well, no, that's 31. I mean, he is reforming. They said he reformed Los Mercenarios, so maybe I don't like. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's weird, but then again, we admit we don't always know how Japan works.
Lady Pop, I'm with you, Temple. Respectfully.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all this one. That Anna J match was ridiculous, but I'm like, good Lord Almighty.
Respectful.
I mean, for the love of God. First of all, I have never wanted to see somebody kick another person in the face as much as I've seen Anna J kick the crap out of poor Mina Shirakawa, and vice versa. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like that's a new achievement unlocked for me. What's your new fetish? Watching Joe Shiresh kick people in the face. That's somebody give me a gold star for that one. That's an achievement unlocked.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shit.
Like really hard.
Oh man. I'm looking forward to seeing Triple Mania tomorrow, folks. Make sure you guys watch it because I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be crowned the new Mega World Champion. That's going to be very interesting to see. I'm the same. How both of you guys feel like I think they might give it to Patron, but I really want Nick Nimitz to win it because he will really put her globally. And like how Justin said too, like about New Japan be like, what the fuck? Why bring this belt over here? No, motherfuckers, that would have worked. Tanahashi, now you're the president, right? You want to be the all together. Which we'll cover that soon, folks. Depending on everything in the card.
What we need to talk about is that new Stardom acquisition by New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, we're you know what? We'll see how tomorrow. If anything, we'll do a debate center for tomorrow for sure. But the last thing to close it out here, folks, is I'm intrigued. I don't know if you guys are excited. I'm excited to see.
Oh, I heard about this.
The Grizzled Young Barons, as they're making their debut tomorrow, as they will be competing versus the Acclaim tomorrow at Collision and making their debut. I am excited. I am stoked. What is going to happen here and how is this going to be booked? And we also have Tony Storm versus Anna Jay. You spoke about Anna Jay, so there you go. We got that happening. We also got in action a 6-man tag team for the Unified World Chillers Championship for the Bang Bang Club versus Top Flight and Action Andrade. We're gonna hear her Swerve. Whose house? Swerve house. We're gonna hear what he has to say tomorrow. But really, what I'm really excited to see in Collision is the young Grizzle veteran. So, man, I'll take it back to you, Phil. Are you excited for this?
I'm excited for this, honestly. And I'm going to apologize to the Acclaim for this one. I actually, when I heard they were coming, I prayed to God it'd be against FTR.
Dax Ward I heard he's hurt. I heard he had a concussion during the match.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because honestly, my dream was to have Grizzled Young Veterans when I first saw him debut go against FTR, because that
maybe
would
down the
be,
line. Maybe down the line. How if they sign? I don't know if they're signed with AEW though. I don't know
I'm
that.
hoping.
I don't know.
Now, if that's the case, honestly, I think the Acclaim could do really well. I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as I love the Acclaim, I need them to fight that kind of wrestling match.
Yes.
Like
I agree.
Grizzle Young veteran style is something I want to see them do, because they've done like with the Bang Bang Gang and the other ones before that. They've been high flying, kind of a weird mix of hybrid, but lean towards the like high fly mode. Grizzle Young veterans, like no pun intended, no flips and nothing flashy per se. So I kind of want to see how they do, and that's not to say I don't think they can do it.
The future, Tom Broadcast.
What up, Tom?
I just want to see how the Acclaim do against them, like that, because the Grizzled Young Veteran have always been one of my sleeper guys that I love a lot. And truth be told, when I heard they were going to be showing up at TNA, I was genuinely pissed we didn't get them versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
I wonder why they never did it, man.
That was the thing that was bothering me. I'm like, why? Like,
You want to know what I think when I hear that every time?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they didn't stay with TNA when they showed up there still says to me, why didn't you just give them the tag titles when they were there? You could have just taken the chance and on their first night had them go in there, win the tag team titles, and then there could have been our opportunity to get the Guns and GYV right there.
Mm-hmm. So we're still up in the air with that. But I'm still but honestly, the most important thing above all is I'm glad the Grizzled Young Veterans are doing well. That's all I really care about. Like, I'm glad. I'll always appreciate them as wrestlers. I'll always appreciate wherever they went. I'm glad they're finally getting a little bit of shine. And because honestly, that's that was something I was really looking forward to. Because I always thought it was bullshit when they got cut from WWE.
Well, I was waiting for the $3.99 for you to say, respectfully saying, Naga Mania running wild when you have two of the.
Oh, you mean Tony? all this does just makes me happy because
just tell me you're gonna put $3.99 on OnlyFans.
No, let's not do that for this one. Honestly, I am really happy for Anna Jay because honestly, she has had so many starts and stops, so many false starts trying to get a real progression going, and I think finally she found a rhythm for her, and I am very pleased to see her going against Toni Storm. Like, I was really happy. Like we said, she has been busting her ass to really push her game up in regards to wrestling, and her moveset has jumped by leaps and bounds. Like, I am hella impressed with her new moves. So yeah, this one, although it's kind of weird right now because I don't know if anyone noticed from Dynamite, Toni Storm became a face.
Basically, yeah.
Toni Storm became a face.
Tell me you didn't like her fucking post media scrum when she's like, fuck off, I don't want to talk about that.
No, that was great. But if you noticed,
that was awesome.
When she came out to save Mariah May, they weren't booing or anything. They were cheering Tony's name.
I hate to say, but she is hot.
Yeah,
it's entertaining. Yeah. How can you hate this gimmick?
Exactly. That's the thing, though. But here's the thing, though. Remember, she was a heel for literally the better part of almost a year. All of a sudden, now she comes out to save Mariah May from Anna Jay. She's a face. And think about it, Serena Deeb coming out looking real heelish when she had her promo. That was real heel work right there. But I will say, though, haterade all you want. Doesn't mean I'm wrong, does it? I mean, it's only wrong. It's only hate when you're wrong. So, but yeah.
Why is he calling you Knight Rider haterade Pepsi?
It's a hell of a combination, all of that.
I know, man.
So
I'm gonna have Brian to help us make shirts for your ass.
So in regards to Swerve, I wonder if Swerve's celebration doesn't happen at Collision because Tony's trying to have basically trying to get some press against the basketball? Was it no? What finals are going on right now? Basketball? No.
No,
NBA.
Yeah, it's NBA playoffs.
NBA trying
NBA is, yeah.
So I think he's trying to have like at least a little bit of competition with them on some level, like make it worth watching, either before or after the finals. Not gonna lie, the 6-man tag titles, I can't really say I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna watch that shit.
No, I am because I'm intrigued to see Top Flight versus the Gun Club. I want to see how that got to work out. I'm curious. I'm pretty curious.
I'm just watching them three, hoping none of them get hurt. So,
exactly.
I mean, I like the Gun Club, but truth be told, and I don't think anybody wants to say it out loud, Jay White don't belong there.
I know. We've been saying that forever, man. I don't want to talk about it because that should get me upset. I know. Oh,
one of these things just doesn't belong here. It's clearly the guy who's way above this.
You saw what happened when Jay White and Will Ospreay went face to face. The crowd lost their shit.
Well, no, I me too. That's like old school chaos back in the fucking days of New Japan.
But think about it like this. That's the pop that man gets on a one-on-one. What does he need the 6-man title for?
I mean, this is definitely telling you that this was Juice's position right here.
Yeah.
If he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So
agreed. I agree with that.
So that's like I said, and it's not like I said, I don't think, don't get me wrong, the Jay White and the Gun Club, it still makes me laugh and I enjoy it a lot. It's just in the back of my head, I'm like, Jay White could be running that shit by himself. He don't need help. I mean, but that's just my call. But overall, this should, like I said, I'm the most excited for is Grizzly Young Veteran. Like those kids I want to see. And like I said, hopefully later on down the road, we will get Grizzly Young Veteran versus FTR. Because that would make me happy.
Oh, that'd be a banger fucking match. Fuck yeah. Redeemer, how do you feel, brother? Talk to us, brother.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm freaking amped for some GYV. My God, it's been too damn long. I love GYV. Those guys just easily one of the best tag teams in the world today. Just sucks that, they just can't find like steady ways to stay on television. Like the fact that I when they went to TNA, I was pumped because I was like, damn, I feel like they're a good fit for them. Having them, like, when they were in that tag title match, I said, you give them the titles. You don't pass up on GYV when the tag titles. You have them lead your tag division. That's huge. Like, but they didn't go for it, which was disappointing. And then they left. Now they're going to get back on, like, mainstream like TV right now, and I'm freaking pumped to see them. Like, I want to see what they can bring out of the Acclaim. Acclaimed as this, like, yeah, they're pretty good, like, in-ring wise, but they're, like, goofy to the extent. I want to see what GYV can bring out of them, where it's like, can he, like, slap some seriousness into them and be like, listen, you're in there with us, you better bring it. And that's what needs to happen. So I'm up for this. I can't wait to see some GYV. Tony and Anna Jay, I'll give it to Anna Jay as well. Right now, she's gotten a lot of TV time lately, which is awesome. Again, the start and stop sucks, but again, it's good to see Anna Jay and know that she's not forgotten completely. So, again, I love the Tony stuff. It's cool to see her as a face. Again, how can you hate the gimmick? How do you hate the gimmick? It's enjoyable as shit. Chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe. Enjoyable as fuck. Always.
Keep in mind, the thing I think I forgot to mention that you touched on, Anna Jay, AEW OG. She an AEW original. Her and Britt Baker, if you think about it, about the group that started, she was one of them. So back when she was wearing that Zatanna cosplay, but she was like one of the people who was like, well, waiting on her. So it is like, then she ends up joining what is it?
Ty Conti.
Ty Conti with the other faction,
Dark Order.
Yeah, Dark Order, and then the JAS.
Who the fuck is Griff Garrison?
But yeah,
I had to say, you say Dark Order.
Well, the funny part about it,
I had some papers. I throw up my freaking brain.
Yeah, I know, right? If you think about it, those two groups buried that poor woman.
Wait, what? What? Why?
Think about it. The JAS. Where was Anna Jay? Disappeared.
Nowhere.
In the Dark Order, where was she?
No.
Disappeared. She takes a break. I don't know, maybe, but probably was training her ass off. Comes back. She got a whole new moveset and is vicious. And she is by herself.
AEW failed the Dark Order, though. That's the problem. AEW
Honestly,
failed the Dark Order. The fact that it started off rocky with everybody freaking shitting on it because of the fact that the guy was fucking air punching the mat, which originally, and then it's like it got more popular when Brody was in it, and then it just basically became the tribute to Brody thing. It's like right there. After Brody's passing was your opportunity to say, we need to do something with these guys. Why are we not doing anything? And you didn't do a fucking thing with it. You basically just kept it online as a haha comedic like thing. And that was it until you finally disbanded it. It sucks. You should have capitalized on it more when you had the opportunity instead of being like, well, we did nothing with it. Maybe we should have. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Nope, you're right.
Can we debate that? What Timble's saying right here? Grizzled young veterans are better than FTR?
It's actually tough to decide that one.
Honestly,
that's debatable.
For me, it's 6 in one and half a dozen in the other. Honestly, but I'm more like it'll be a fucking great match when it happens. But
oh yeah, absolutely. I think
the world ain't ready for that one. My God.
I'll be if they book that shit all in. Oh my God, I'll be so fucking happy.
So Temple, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there because her in-ring storytelling has gotten much better. I know people don't. I mean, I know some people can't really tell, but trust me, her storytelling in the ring has improved greatly.
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy 04, I appreciate you for tuning in on Twitch. But
Mr. Kennedy! Kennedy! Got a little excited there, man. I'm sorry.
That's all good, bro. It's all good. But you already know what time it is, folks. It's about that time. It is already that time. Optimus Prime, let us know what time it is.
Transform and roll out.
That's right, folks. We're rolling out here. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in here and watching, or if you're listening on the audio platforms, there's the audio platform. You can listen to us. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us on Amazon Music. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to iHeartRadio. You can listen to us there. You can listen to us any other audio platforms that we have. We have a fantastic family here on this network. I have two of the greatest of all time here with me, having an incredible time. Two of the greatest analysts that pay attention to professional wrestling. And also, you can watch us on Twitch. As you can see, we will have a lot of things coming up on Twitch. Notorious DOM is working on gaming exclusive for you guys on the Circle Debate Twitch channel. We'll be doing gaming for you guys. Stay tuned for that.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that's how that's going to work out. And if you have not subscribed to us, do it now. Hit the link right below. You will not miss nothing. There's plenty of action here. You do have, of course, here the COD with my other two hosts here. You have, besides that, we do have the Wrestling Delorean here as well, besides on XM Radio, where you can listen to audio there. You also have the Debate Center, which has now been hosted by Tim King, who is now part of this familia alongside with Streets. Probably will be back next week to discuss overdrafting, what happened in sports, of what's going on in the world of football and the NBA. So stay tuned for that. You still got the Meatheads podcast coming next week. Morgan McGinnis return. He's gonna have a special guest. I don't know who it is, so I gotta find out what special guest he's gonna have. And a lot more happening in this channel. We may have a NXT 2.0 type of watch along here that I may be alongside with my two familias right here to talk about it, because Spring Break Night 2 is next Tuesday. That's for sure. We got to keep an eye on what's going to happen on Spring Break Night 2. And also continuing happening on Monday Night Raw with the draft. We still got tomorrow with AAA Collision. So much shit in the world of professional wrestling is happening, folks. But we thank you all, because we do it for all of you guys. We thank you for for subscribing to us. If you haven't, do it now. And to follow us, you can follow us as well. But I'm going to let my two hosts here, mi familia, the Redeemer himself, because he is part of this family. He is part of this network, man, where you can find them. But he's going to tell you where you can find them. And coming soon here on this channel, you will have Just in Time Pro Wrestling Podcast here in this channel. You will have a video here with the man, the Redeemer himself. He'll make his return soon with that. But I'll let him more break it down for you folks and where you can follow this man, our host here, coast to coast with the most that I love incredibly. We love you, man. But break it down, bro. Let the people know. Let the audio platform listen around the world where they can find the Redeemer.
The world, Craig. The world.
Oh, yeah.
The world wide.
The world wide. I gotta put
The
it
world,
down.
Craig. Shit, not just the city, the world.
Let me just start by saying I love you guys. Thank you as always. Everybody else, you right now just follow me on Twitter, X, at JustinTime211. Going to be getting more social media platforms for y'all to follow. In Time Wrestling Podcast, it is coming back. You'll either find it here, you can find the audio. Go listen to it. I'm telling you, it's you will enjoy it. I'm telling you, I talk however the hell I give you my opinions, and that's it. Either you can agree with them, you cannot agree with them. It's all cool. I'm not gonna come at you if you don't agree with them. That's how it is, you know. We all have. It's like we all have a freaking like an asshole, you know. We can do what we want with it, you know. It's just our opinions. We like to talk them. I'm not gonna shit talk you if you have a completely different one. Again, let's have the conversation. Let's have a fun time doing it. Other than that, I'm either with my show. You can find me here on the Debate Network. You can find me adventuring wherever. So keep your eyes peeled because I will be around.
That's right. Hell yeah. That's right. And Mr. Kennedy, to answer your question, I do not have that deck yet. I will announce when I hit episode 200. New streams, new surprises are coming. I can't say now because I can't spoil it. You have to stay tuned for that 200 because we're gonna have the whole crew because it's gonna be the 4th anniversary for this network, and we're gonna have the whole crew together. Not only that, the return of the director Chris Kennedy, the return of Matt Callis. Oh. They're all gonna be here for that. So we're staying tuned for that. So stay tuned for that because we're gonna give you what you
give me what I want.
We will. And speaking of giving you what you want, I'm gonna let Mr. Mr. 399 to give you the chance scoring. You see that? That's right. So you deserve it, baby. That's right.
Always.
Our other host with the most coast to coast as well, because this man brings you the best here in the world, Craig. The world.
This man is wearing the towel underneath, so everybody else, you just let your minds run through there.
Exactly, because don't piss him off, because he's going to be like, fickle. They're fickle. You don't do that, because then he's going to give you...
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I knew it.
And in case you need someone to take care of your woman, even though it should have been me. It should have been me. But it's gonna be Mr. PepsiCo himself, because if you don't, hey yo, what the fuck? That was gonna be. Ain't that right, Leo?
I love it.
There you go. Shout out to our producer, Leo, right there. But PepsiCo, let people know where they can find you directly and where they can reach you besides here.
Yo, if you're looking for some social media commentary, some artwork, some writing, or just some general pop culture knowledge, y'all can find me on all my links on Instagram under PhilipJP24601. Y'all can also find me in the message group on Facebook under Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Just type in the name, you'll be fine. Other than that, swing by here on Circle of Debate and you get all this lovely conversation and debate tactics for stuff that you're looking for all your wrestling needs.
That is right.
So what do you need?
He's on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. There you go, folks. That's how you heard it right. But you already know, ladies and gentlemen,
sweet.
We will be back here tomorrow for Debate Center because there's a lot of things that we have to do. Like the topic that I brought up earlier, the tribalism is one thing that I really want to discuss about, and also discuss about other topics that Pepsi will bring up and Justin will bring up because we got to bring that up and also we got to give you guys update of the status of what's going on the draft. We already got earlier mentioning that Baron Corbin is now on SmackDown. So there's a lot of things happening here before we even go live. Stay tuned for as well tomorrow's special appearance from not on the Debate Center, but he's going to make a show as well. The Wrestling Delorean Club podcast will be live here as well on the channel. Make sure you tune in for that because there's a lot happening here in this particular channel. And we love you guys for supporting us. We're at 603. We want to hit 700. We want to hit 1,000 because I love you guys. So if you haven't subscribed, people are listening around the world, Canada, UK, Australia, Brazil, Mexico, everywhere around the world, Japan, Vietnam. We thank you all. Gracias por todo el apoyo y todo el corazón que le das a nosotros. Te agradecemos mucho con todo el corazón. Thank you very much. Guten Tag, mi geht es dir? Das gut? Yeah, good. German right there for all of you guys. Make sure you guys tune in for us. We'll be back here tomorrow to discuss more details of tribalism and everything else going on in the world of professional wrestling for you guys. Until then, folks, remember, we don't just fucking podcast, make music. We don't do tribalism here, folks. We're analysts. We discuss everything, okay? We're not on that bullshit. We do a lot of things here. But one thing we do make here, especially this man right here, right below me, is what he does because he's a redeemer. He redeems for all of you. All of us, besides this man here, makes fucking history for you guys. History, baby. Good night, everybody. Buenos dias. And good afternoon to all of you around the world. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!